And we are live! Hi, everybody. Ray, Daniel, Sarah, V, Raven. Good to see you. Glad to have you all.
Everybody.
Hello, Naniri. Hello, my friend. Long time no speak.
Right.
Lady, good to see you. Glad to have you. Ray. Hi, people. Daniel, hey, Ray. How's Britain today? There's a disturbing lack of rain and a bit yellow thing in the sky I have vague memories of. It's funny you say that. It's been storming all day here, and it's been lovely.
It's been very, very hot here lately.
Oh, yeah? Well, when is it not hot in Singapore?
Well, see, like, 23 isn't hot to me anymore. Like, 23 is cold, so, like, what was it today?
What is that in real degrees? C to F. That is... Okay, yeah, 23 is not hot. 23 is, that's nice. Like, 22, 21 is, like, perfect for me. I mean, I suppose it depends on, like, the wind and everything else, but...
Yeah.
Also, how's audio, guys? Our audio and also the game audio. Make sure to let us know. Naniri, my friend, would you like to remind people what we did last time?
I'll try through all the brain damage from the drinking that ensued after that. But we've essentially laid the foundations now. We've got all our crystals, all our classes. We've geared ourselves up nicely. We've had some help from some ancient sages, Uni and Doga, and we've managed to claw our ways up into Circus Tower. Well, up is a relative term, but we're in Eureka currently, which is like a armory almost, which is very interesting,
right,
with its implications for 14. Well, it's allusions to 14.
Yeah, well, there's multiple ways, right? So there's the ancient maze we also went through to get to Circus Tower, or like the Labyrinth of the Ancients in 14. And then when we got into Circus Tower, you could either go up it or you could go down it, and you could go down it to get into Eureka. Now in 14, there was at the end of the Crystal Tower, there was the Nero tossing his thing in, and the sort of beeping that it was left over, implying that there was something below the Crystal Tower. And then we ended up getting Eureka, the island, which was the Isle of Val in 14, and that also was all to do with kind of establishing the idea that there had been an arsenal beneath the Crystal Tower, and that there were legendary weapons stored there at one point. And then now in Endwalker, we found out that we've gone into that installation, which is called Eureka Orthos, which is the direct analog to Eureka.
Yeah.
Yukio, good to go to have you. How you doing? Nice. Good job going hard on it, Yukio. Infinite, good to see you. Glad to have you. One of the things is I played a floor or two before we started up going down here, and one of the things that there was is two of the bosses I fought were Ninja and a Kunoichi, which were with female ninja, which is interesting because those show up in Crystal Tower, and I always thought that had been interesting that they did that, especially with Othard being as it is.
Yeah, it's interesting. I always had to assume that they were just from sort of we knew that Alec ruled Othard, so I'm assuming that is the lore explanation, that they are in fact just transplants from those areas, but it
kind of has to be, but also the timeline for that gets a little weird because like everything we know about like Hingen and Doman history seems to be that it came into being after the third astral era.
I agree, but I've always sort of shrugged my shoulders and said, well, I'm sure that there were antecedents that had, cultural elements.
It's easy enough to shrug off. Yeah. For sure. It's not like a wildly and ninjas only ever explicitly existed starting in the fifth astral era or something like that. Right. But one of the other things when you start going into Eureka Orthos here, there's weapons all around. Like there's a sword down here that's like kind of like looks like it might be Excalibur. And so far the two I saw were the Moonring Blade, which made Amon show back up, which was interesting because obviously Amon, he's called Hien earlier on, but his model shows up as Amon. So like there's Hien, which is the skeletal dude that we fought earlier in the tree. Right. But then when I went to go grab the Moonring Blade, there was a palette swap of him that was called Amon.
That is interesting. And
which makes more sense now why they used, why they named him Mon and why they used that model there and that character there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's it is interesting. I think that the Moonring Blade that's usually like a signature weapon for thieves in
Yeah. It's kind of like a chakram, honestly.
Yeah, it is like a chakram, right? Like throwing weapons were somewhat attributed with thieves. Yeah, well, cloning is obviously a pretty significant thing, Infinite. Although I didn't think Amon ever cloned himself in 14.
And then also, I mean, like, we have Doga and Une clones here and in 14, so it's not, it makes sense. Oh, it's interesting. We don't have a Moonring Blade in 14 yet. We do have, the other legendary weapon I found was the Masun Mune, which we definitely have.
Yeah. No, yeah, I also did a search for Moonring Blade and couldn't find it for 14. I like that we both went to the same place.
Yeah. Scarlet, good to see, glad to have you. Now let's go back to Nero. Yeah. Well, what could be the reasons for going to Hingashi Doma themed variant dungeon instead of Alliance cities? So Doma are easy enough. Doma, we have friends there. We go to Othar semi-regularly, so like us being invited by Hien would make sense. But the architecture for Rokon, Mount Rokon, looks to be Hingen, and the Bakufu there could like invite us in to like help out with a problem, or maybe post final days we are they're like trying to open up a little bit more now that the Garlean threat's gone, or like any number of things, or maybe they just like they're celebrating a religious site, because there's also statues that remind me a lot of like Zen Buddhism statues and Shinto shrine, all sorts of things.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one to see. I mean, God knows there's plenty of things they could explore in Japanese culture that would have interest regarding a variant dungeon.
100%. Dimins! Good to see, glad to have ya! I am unfortunately awake. Well, it's good to have you. We know a lot less about Hingashi Doma than we do about the 3 city-states of Eorzea. That's only kind of true, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, in terms of, like, Doman history, I feel like I'm trying to think about which... I mean, Doman history, we don't know that, especially with EE2 exists. If you took out the Encyclopedia Eorzeas, we don't know that much less about Doma than we do about somewhere like Gridania.
Yeah, but we've almost been shown more elements of history in Gridania, but we've been told about the same amount, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just through dungeons and stuff like that. But Hingashi is... I would agree that Hingashi is moderately, like, more mysterious. Just because
absolutely. We haven't been to Koshu.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like, we've only ever been to Kugane. We've, like, never been... I mean, we haven't even really been outside onto the rest of Shishu, the, like, smaller islands. So it's definitely, Hingashi 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
And gotta love that Edo era Japan. Okay, let's open up this store and see what happens. Excalibur, the Sword of Legend. Hey, I called it. Can you handle my might? And small spoilers for Eureka Orthos. Let's just say that Excalibur does come back up in 14. Also, it being general, that actually is appropriate and fitting also for how it shows up.
Yeah, I wonder if there's elements. Obviously, we saw a pretty one-to-one Phlegathon design earlier, but it looks like this sword might be fused with the Phlegathon sword to create the one that he has, the Allegan Ancient Sword, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Can you get it?
Have you looked up Eureka Orthos' story at all?
So I know the bare bones.
Okay. Have you looked up the final level, floor 100?
No, I haven't looked up that far.
Okay, then I will say nothing.
I would send the spoiler myself anyway.
Yeah, I feel you, Demins. I have a cold, so I'm all achy and tired. I wish I was sleeping right now. Oh, I'm sorry, Daniel. At least thanks for being with us. Still silently praying for Ishgard Variant Dungeon. I seriously want to dig more dirt on the Holy See. I mean, like, I would imagine there's all sorts of the ruins of the older Elysian, Dravanian, like, civilization stuff. Even, like, up in, like, the north eastern section of the Kurthis the Dravanian Forelands. Like, there's all sorts of stuff you could do there.
Well, yeah, that's sort of what I'm more interested in, is seeing the Dravanian Ishgardians. The Dravanian Hydaelyn version. There's no good name for it, but The
Drish Guardians.
The Dravanian civilization, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that is right, because there really isn't. There's the dragons there now, but there's no Dravanian civilization, really.
Yeah.
At this point, I mean, the closest you get is like tail feathers.
Yeah, I would even say that, like, well, yeah, I guess tail feather, but that's just an extension, really, isn't it?
It's an outpost, really.
Yeah. I would say the dragons don't even seem to extend themselves currently to being a civilization. They're more of just like a community-ish, even then.
Well, and they're their own disparate ones, right? Like they're different broods.
Yeah.
You know, like Hrace Velgers sees his brood as like different than Nidhogg's brood.
Yeah, exactly. Certainly nowadays. And then Rakatuska's brood, I think, has been mostly killed off and absorbed into other broods.
Yeah. That's my understanding. Yeah, especially into like groups like Nidhoggs.
Yeah.
Raven, good to see you. Glad to have you. I just woke up less than 20 minutes ago having a chips for breakfast. Breakfast of champions. Can you handle my legendary sword? Oh, Domins never change.
Yeah, there's definitely elegant development in the Far East. I don't think we need to explore it necessarily. I mean, I like Alec as much as the next guy. I'm not one of those, Alec goes up over it, so stupid thing. But I think we've seen enough for now.
I mean, the thing is, we're gonna explore Alag stuff in the Near East rather than the Far East.
Yeah,
so it's
Corvus.
like, yeah, that shit's coming. I've eaten cake for breakfast several times. Cake is entirely reasonable breakfast food. That's some Ray energy there. There is in fact no bad time for cake. Wise words, Ray. Wise. Promise to never change or better myself as a person. Oh.
Good, Domins. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll be like you, just the way you are. I feel like I had something else I wanted to bring up about 3 and 14, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, goddamn. I hate when that happens. It really annoys me. It happens to me all the time, as everyone who watches these streams can tell.
That happens a lot between us when we're doing lore talks too, or end talkers, and then I just edit that out.
V has like a whole clip show of that stuff, I'm sure.
Oh, I know for a fact that or maybe that was a joke, but V may very well be saving all your ums.
Good, V. Good. Do it.
Mostly because what's so impressive about Niniiri when Niniiri records over long periods of time is that Niniiri can have like emotion, but their cadence doesn't necessarily shift. So like you can get their ums and it's just It's really impressive. It's like truly magical.
I love it. Maybe. Good job, V.
That does make sense. I feel like I would be more for British chips for breakfast than American chips for breakfast. But maybe I'm just weird.
I actually somewhat agree with you, Yukio, on that point. I would have liked to have seen some more low-stakes adventuring from the wall before we started to do another world-ending threat. But I understand that the general public probably wants the alternative.
I 100% agree. I was really hoping for a lower stakes. I mean, honestly, even patch. Like, the 6.1 couldn't even, like, be a low stakes patch. Like, he couldn't even give us a patch of an adventure before kicking it off. Because it leads right into the point at, like, 6.1 leads right into, like, Alzadal's leading into the 13th and all that jazz. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, I appreciate how cohesive they're being, but also, lordy, man.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I do. It wouldn't have been my preference. I'm not going to be too harsh on them for it, but it is what it is.
No, I mean, look, it's not bad, right? I would have preferred, but I don't think the choice they went with was a bad choice.
Right, yeah. We got some weapons to investigate here.
Yeah, I'm wondering, though, I feel like I read that there was a... Oh, those waters nearby are revived. Okay, cool. Well, let's go do that, then. There was nothing that gave that impression.
Listen, at least this game has been somewhat less oblique.
Have you tried turning the Niniiri off and on to reduce lags? What?
You can turn me on if you want.
Oh, don't you start. Wait, it's too early in the afternoon. It's noon.
It's 1 a.m. I haven't re-listened to the Disco Elysium stuff. I'm like, I can't go back there. I am not revisiting.
I We tried. Honestly, it wasn't that raunchy. It was mostly just me and you yelling about the difference between like about communism and stuff.
Okay, well, that's just me in usual terms, so.
Okay. Ah, there's the healing water.
I don't think I'd drink the water down here. I mean, I'd be proven wrong, but...
You know... Maybe it's super pure, you know? It's kind of like Nazca in the Valley of the Wind, you know, when you go deeper underground.
I guess, well, yeah. But there'd be, like, troglodyte stuff down there, like eyeless worms. And, well, I guess all worms are eyeless, but...
Well, Gollum was okay.
Well, was he? Was he?
Okay, well, fair, but that was mostly because of the ring, less because of him.
That's true. That man had every parasite under the sun. Well, under the sun and not under the sun. The Elder Staff.
The Elder Staff. Defeat me and I will grant you the titles of Ninja and Sage.
Oh, yeah.
The staff attack. Oh, that's how you get Ninja and Sage.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, Scylla. Hey.
Hey, now that's where you pop up. Okay, summon... Oh, right. Okay, so you're... Because we have the healing, we can just go crazy. Let's just do that. I'm just gonna turn that on for a bit, see what happens. I won't be mad, but man, imagine being the warrior of light and suddenly boom, world-ending threat. I mean, yeah, but also like if you had the power to do something about it, I feel like if you had the agency to do something about it, there would be something not relaxing, because obviously you don't know you're within a narrative, but at least the fact that you feel like you have agency, whereas so many of us feel like we have very little control over our lives. After these FF streams, I started looking at every single enemy in the CT instead of absent-mindedly just killing everyone. Yeah, I mean, it really, almost all of them seem to be a reference to the Crystal Tower in some way or another.
Yeah.
Or at the very, like, the series, or have been used to effect in it, connecting to it.
Pretty
Green
much.
Caps, good to see you, glad to have you.
Oh, yes, that's right, Green Caps. I forgot about that. You are correct. She does summon staff ads.
Right, the three things that fire the lasers that you gotta dodge.
Yep. Poor Scylla. I'm almost really kind of a dick in that regard.
I mean, I feel like it's one of those cases where, like, she was shit, but her fate was so shit that you can't help but pity her.
That's true.
Obtain the titles of Ninja and Sage, mastering the arts of weapons and magic. What is the difference between Sage and whatever the fuck it?
I think Sage is just the top level white and
Devout.
black magic classes together, with the best mana scaling.
Is there any difference between Sage and Devout?
Yeah, it just has black magic as well and better mana scaling.
Oh, Sage is both. Oh, I see.
Yeah, basically.
Sadly, I don't think the Warrior of Light will be allowed to retire from the world saving until the end of 14's last expansion. Yeah. I am Ragnarok, the Unparalleled. You cannot hope to handle my power. I will say, like... Wait, he looks familiar. Why?
He looks like that boss from Ulduar in WoW.
Not what I was thinking of, but not wrong. I
hate Lunchables.
I guess this... Oh, wait, well, but like... Maybe there's a difference between American Lunchables and whatever... And, like, British Lunchables or Singaporean Lunchables.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
At least Atara gave us a retirement plan in the form of an island sanctuary. Yeah.
Oh!
Yay, Lunchables.
It's a palette of Glaciella Bolus.
That's what it is! I was about to say, like, I know, because I was thinking, it's not Phlegathon. So what was it?
Yeah, it does look like Glaciella Bolus, actually, yeah. Okay.
You can see his chest and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the helmet's a little bit different, but it's definitely, like, the 2D sprite version.
It definitely is, yeah. The helmet is similar enough. God bless Mega Flare. Feels right to fight Xande's friends with Mega Flare.
Justice for Bahamut!
Right.
Sage in other FF games is closer to Yashol Sorceress than FF's own Sage, I think. No, because see, it's funny. Well, I won't say no. It's funny when you say that. When I think of Sage, I think of Fusoya. So I think of, like, white. I think of healing. Worthy warriors, I will lend you my strength. My light is yours. Tame the Ragnarok.
Nice.
That shows up in other FFs. Most of these weapons so far have shown... I mean, I think all of them have showed up at least in one other FF. But again, it's interesting that the Moon Ring, especially with, like, Dancer, has never shown up.
I would imagine
or
that
like
it will show up at some point, right, for Dancer? In, like, a dungeon or something?
Yeah. Nice.
Elderstaffy.
El Heldastafe.
Hell yeah.
Sages, black and white. I think low-level summons in this. Oh, and low-level summons. That's impressive. Great caps.
Oh, who the hell are these?
We're about to find out.
Fuck
Palom Button Pylorum version 1.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait, can I really just skip them?
I guess so. They probably do give.
Oh,
good...
I see it. Sorry, go ahead.
They probably do give good shit though.
I mean, yeah, we gotta know. If you have triumphed over Bahamut's Leviathan and Odin, I will bestow upon you summoning magic. Oh. Damn it! I should have gotten Leviathan. What can I do for you?
Oh, okay, work.
Dude, oh man, these are some fucking powerful spells.
Yeah. Death. I never like using death, like instant death spells, because I just don't think they're enjoyable.
They either don't work or they're no fun. So
right.
It's kind of a lose-lose.
Pretty much.
What can I do for you? Oh, interesting. Oh, hello.
Okay. Do we even use a shield?
No, we haven't used a shield barely at all in this game. Because there's, like... I guess it kind of was nice for the dwarf because, like, you could draw fire, but half the time it's just better to kill faster.
Dwarf.
Right, sorry, Viking. This is dwarf.
It's a basically.
Okay. We're going to teleport, and now we're going to go up the Circus Tower.
Heck yeah.
We're going to get to the... Let us take a second to enjoy Eternal Winds for one last time. For some reason, I didn't find Justinian calling out Alphinaud Heavens were possibly sending the Warrior of Light to their death. Finally, someone says it. Satisfying. To be fair, the Warrior of Light would probably risk their life regardless. They're kind of a thrill seeker. Yeah, and also, like, you know, well, it's interesting. The way in which you're allowed to kind of characterize what drives your Warrior of Light, especially in Shadowbringers, especially in Endwalker with certain choices. Like, are you driven by thrill seeking? Are you driven by power? Are you driven by friends? Are you, like, what are you driven by? And you, even as early as... What patch is it? It's 2.1, 2.2? The one where the Domans first show up.
Oh,
and you're allowed to talk to the kids.
2.3?
Maybe. It's one of those. Which one? Well, it's when the first time we're moving out to the Rising Stone. So it's probably, you're right. It's probably like 2.3. But even as early as that, you're allowed to. They ask you in that merchant ride. Well, yeah, and they ask you in the merchant... Yeah, I guess so even 2.0 itself.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's not always a merchant ride, by the way.
It's
a ship.
Isn't the guy the same?
Isn't it?
Oh, sorry, you're right. Well, I was just thinking... Yeah, you're right. It's the ship in Limsa. It's the cart for the other two, though.
Yeah, it's
right?
the cart for the other two. I think
Wow.
it's a ship in Limsa, isn't it? It's been a long time since I've done the Limsa origin.
Yeah, because the twins are asleep next to you on it.
Right, yeah.
You still talk to the guy there, though.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Block. What the fuck is that? What is a cum-cum?
What the... You don't know what a cum-cum is? It's the thing that Amon summons in Crystal Tower.
Oh, no,
when you fight him in the Crystal Tower.
Ontologically, what's a cum-cum?
Well, it's even worse because this is Q-U-M, but in...
yeah, K-U-M, isn't it? Yeah.
It's K-U-M. Like, somehow they managed to make it worse.
Yeah, they're Void Scent, aren't they? They're the Meiji Void Scent things.
Are they classified as Void Scent?
Yeah, they are.
I'm gonna go pull out E1.
I think.
I mean, that would make sense. Well, right, and also, obviously, Xande with the portal and stuff, so Mon having relationships with the Void Scent makes sense. I could also imagine them being Chimera, though. Nope, they're not in Chimera, so I bet you're right. They are troubadours, is technically their classification. It is said that the master technologist Amon, engineer of Allagan Emperor Xande I, resurrection, some 1,000 years after his death, kept several of these fifth-rung voidsent as personal assistants to his research. Too far consumed with paranoia to trust anyone from this realm, the troubadours not only appeared to have understood Amon's commands, but were able to communicate their own thoughts using the Allagan tongue, though Amon's own reports claimed that he was troubled by the voidsent's penchant for fibbery.
So probably not the best idea, Ramon. I mean, I don't know why you would think I don't trust people, so I'm going to trust sapient voidsent.
Well, knowing Amon, that's maybe he saw a kinship with them.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if he had the null stone, I'd get it, but
it's actually surprising. Well, I guess no, because the Allag, so the null stone wouldn't have existed at the time. They wouldn't have devised it, and also, seeing as Xande only opened the portal and the relationship with Voidsent wasn't probably that long, because the space of time between Mericidia's fall and the summoning of Voidsent, Mericidia's fall, and the fall of Allag, it probably wasn't that long.
Oh no, it wasn't long at all. It was a few days. We don't have that precise timing.
We don't know.
Actually.
No, we don't have an explicit time. I wouldn't say a few days because we know that the Mericidian campaign.
Oh no, I was going to say
like
a few decades.
Oh, I think that might even be too long. I would say
be.
Maybe. Levi, good to glad to have you. The one thing Allag didn't invent was OSHA.
But did Allag invent Ocean?
No.
No, they did not.
Thanks to Mr. the Realm, we know that they did not. But, to be fair, it was one of the 3 A's, right?
That's true.
Which is Allags, Ancients, or Ascians. And yes, I know a technically pedantic point to say Ascians is a derivation is somehow different than Ancients, but I would say if you take that as a given, as a specific group, everything is the fault of either Allags, Ancients, or Ascians in Final Fantasy XIV.
3 assholes. No, they're not really.
Is there a reason all these long, windy corridors seems like a health and safety concern? Now I understand V's OSHA points so much better. I did not get V's joke. I was laughing because it was funny, but I didn't understand why it had been said.
Oh.
No, I did. Because, I mean, why do the fucking, why do his Versailles the way it is? Why'd you all make the fucking, why is anything Baroque the way it is, basically, right? It's like detail, ornate, expansive, station, status.
It's to channel the sun's energy.
I don't know. Have they said anything like that in
3? No, I'm just drawing lines.
This door can only be opened with the key of Circus.
Oh, Dez, yeah, I use Ocean for my god. I love Ocean.
Diz, good to see you, glad to have you. I picked Halone because I always tend to pick the battle gods when I start a game, and I did not know the lore at the time. Honestly, seeing as I play an Eorzean, though, that actually has probably worked out pretty well.
Not the worst thing.
But yeah, Ocean's actually dope as hell, and is also like, I don't know, man. That wanderlust of his, and also like the inability to belong, but also caring deeply, is something I really appreciate.
Plus, based kobold diplomacy.
You know it. There's no glowing exit signs. That's a safety concern. Really think of changing my god to Ocean, Hobo God for the win. He really is the Hobo God, isn't he?
He is. In a good way.
I mean, literally his priests are effectively hobos.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, Althic's a really good pick.
Yeah, I wish we had more about Alphic in general.
Althic's a crazy, he's almost, I think he's either the oldest or one of the oldest, isn't he?
Yeah, he's considered the oldest and like the father, and
yeah, he always gave the impression of being sort of unknowable and stuff like that. I'm sure he's gonna like turn up with a dick bulge or something in what's it, but
Well, it's so interesting too because we always knew that there were like multiple versions of the myth of them, and so like we weren't sure what exactly the story was. But the Nymeia and him as lovers rather than siblings, and
Yeah.
all those other versions they give very different impressions. Because like what we've ended up with is a far more knowable version, but then again, that's also I think a byproduct of us understanding. Anytime you make something understood, like even if it's a god, it's inherently less. I mean, for lack of a better word, eldritch.
Yeah, I want to say the central Eorzean, you know, like the pre-Asgardian
Yeah.
Eorzean, like.
Well, I feel like sorry, go ahead.
Like how they depicted Hydaelyn, like did they have a like all woodsy or like rivery? Like how did they theme her?
Ooh, that's interesting. I feel like the closest like touch point you can use for them is thinking about the elves in Norvrant, because they occupied the same place in Lakeland, right? Like Central Eorzea, that's where the Eorzean did in historically.
Yeah, pretty much. Maybe a little further north, but honestly, not. We could just argue that it's Lakeland. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, because think about it though. Like, if you go into Mordona, if you go due north, you're in Kurthus. You're where Ishgard is. So if they migrated north from Lakeland, it then makes sense.
That's true. Yeah.
Also, it's the ancestral home of the elves, and the the Central Eorzea is or Central Aldenar is the ancestral home of the Eorzean. So
yes.
I feel like it just all links up.
Yeah, and also, at least as far as we can trace back, it's the origin place of Hydaelyn's worship.
Yeah. Hydaelyn and Neri, what would you say would happen to the gods after the raids, if you could guess? I mean, they could either... well, I can't go in without spoilers, but I would say think to the fate of certain other deities, or they kind of just chill out and hang around. You know, I feel like that there's one of two options. Is either they just hang out and they're like, we are no longer needed, but we are always here with you. But I feel like the narrative we're getting definitely is not... I don't think this is their end.
I think we'll just leave them to chill up there. And in terms of how people think of them, I don't think it would make sense for the Warrior of Light to go down and be like, everyone stop believing in these gods. They're actually just like artificial things. It just wouldn't be...
Right.
It wouldn't feel very narratively wholesome, I guess. And
well, and it would go against, like, think about that Lamb of Dalamud guy, right? And Minfina, right? Like, and trying to, like, communicate the complicated relationship between non-intervention, but also caring deeply and being present, but also not being able to take on all others' pain because it would actually lead to worse outcomes. Like, that, I feel like that tension is the heart of the 12 that we're being given and is the important thing to understand. So it's, like, I think in one sense they could be removed from the playing board completely, but so long as people believed in them and felt that their presence, that's all that really matters, even if they were actually gone.
I mean, it would just be a return to status quo, right?
Right. You know, the gods that... Oh, man. I'm just thinking back, though, to the ARR when you're, like, burying all the people in the graveyard after the attack on the Waking Sands. And just how it used to have the dialogue option to pray to the gods, and then there's just the response. There's just a dialogue line that says, "There's no response," and I'm so sad they took that out because it's such a fucking cold moment.
Yeah, it is really, really good. Oh man, I saw
they'll be fine. Sorry, go ahead.
Deep fried. Oh, okay, hold on. Daniel's distracted me. According to lore, what nation in 14 would be most likely to invent deep fried butter?
Ul'dah.
Yeah, maybe Ul'dah by way of Alamegan refugees, because they're Scottish.
See, yeah, but the thing is, I can imagine like a Lalafelian vendor being industrious, figuring out what a deep fryer, and then being like, oh, and plus they have alchemy, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like, I feel like. I don't think it'd be Girabanya because they literally are just like, now we eat meat and we eat and we just eat whatever the hell's around and we just survive. You know?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I just sort of associate this.
I bet they'll be fine. There's too many crafters that need Byragod's blessing. You're not wrong, Infinite.
Ishgard, no way.
The Aura.
There's no way that an Ishgardian is eating deep fried butter. They're too snobby.
No,
maybe,
there's not. No,
maybe in like the broom or something. But
I guess here's the question: which nation of the source is the most Midwestern? Because I'm realizing not many of them are.
No. Oh, hey, Glacier.
There you go. Well, literally, Glacia Labelos. And you're right, he literally is a palette swap.
Wait, is he made of glass?
I don't... Well, actually, wait, no! He kind of looks like he is.
Yeah, he does. Because that's not where the name comes from, but that's a weird illusion to make. I mean, fair enough, but...
Glacia Labo... Now I'm curious what his name is in Japanese and, like, where the hell does Oh, okay. Glacia Labelos is it's a demon. Is it right? It's from Garcia.
Yeah, it's a Goetic demon.
Oh, that explains so much.
Well, yeah, America is in the New World, but it's probably pre-contact.
Yeah, well, relatively soon after contact, I would say.
Yeah,
right, because
it doesn't seem, we don't hear that, you know, like the Laminsons have caused enormous smallpox epidemics, or they're enslaving people. So
right, but like Wallachui tribesmen come to Eorzea, and there are people in Limsa who have made ready contact there, and there is and as of a couple years ago, 10, 20 years ago, there has been a charted path between the New World and the Eorzea. So it's like, it's not like, oh, someone went to the New World for the first time like a year ago. Like Kenton Ram the Blue is the first, like, the first rediscoverer in modern times.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's not necessarily pre-contact in terms of has there been contact. It's pre-contact in terms of like the sociological sense.
Do you think that's true?
I do.
Do you think it is? Okay. I think you probably are right.
As in, you know, we're not seeing enormous population drops, probably. We're not seeing land theft, necessarily. In fact, we're seeing the reverse of that, with the Mamulja trying to steal Laminson land.
Well, no, but, like, the Blue Mage quest is about land theft. Like, it is about Wallachui land theft.
Oh my god. It's been so long since I've done the Blue Mage quest. I was so disappointed by how it was implemented.
How come?
No, I just wanted it to be a full class.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't like it having a cane as a weapon.
Have you seen its most recent new armor?
I haven't.
One coming out for 6.4.
Is it all Victorian again?
No, it's a pimp. It's literally, you know, I'm pulling it up.
See, I was so in love with the 11 rendition of the armor and the aesthetic. I think that's what set me up for disappointment. Either that, or they should have gone full Queener.
Go look up Blue Mage 6.4 update into Google and just look at the first thing that pops up.
Okay.
And that is not someone making something. That is literally the thing that they put out as the... What does the FF11 Blue Mage look like? I guess I look, my thing is that you can't... If you want a Blue Mage to be fun in the way that it is, you can't make it a real job. And if you want to limit it, that's fine. But, like, I feel like part of the enjoyment people get out of it. Oh, that's a really interesting aesthetic. Yeah. I've never looked at Blue Mage at 11.
No, yeah, I love their aesthetic.
It's interesting that, like, 10 and 12 were both very, like, not, like, Middle Eastern. Like, a little Middle Eastern, like, Turkish and Ottoman vibes going on in them.
Yeah. The Blue Mage quest is in the first expansion of 11, which is like very explicitly Middle Eastern themed, Artagan and stuff like that.
My cat stole my cheese. No, Raven. Also, Raven, your cat's evil. La Brea, damn you for inventing the Vanguard of Destruction.
We do have pizza. We do have pizza, Daniel, in 14. In fact, we also have Garlian pizza.
Yeah, there's multiple forms of pizza. I would also point out that actually, based on the naming schema we're getting, I think there's an implication that the 13th is supposed to be Italian.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And even if you look at, like, Zero's Outpost.
Yes.
Is Garlian pizza evil? Depends on what's on it. Blue name Slickback? You say the whole thing.
Garlian pizza is... To my recollection, it's all themed around Garlian cheese, which is apparently very good.
Yes.
And then I think normal
like
pizza is from the first, isn't it? Or it's from Shadowbringers.
I thought it was from. Here, let's go to Garland. I thought it was from the Limson Culinary Guild, but maybe I'm wrong. There is... Oh, there's also literally pepperoni pizza. Literally in the game, that pepperoni pizza is an item.
Oh man, I'm so sad that I can't have pepperoni anymore.
Oh, man, your life is irrevocably changed.
I know, I love pepperoni. I love pineapple
simple
on
but
pizza.
Simple but satisfying dish of thinly worked dough topped with tomatoes and cheese baked in a wood oven fire until crispy. But where? Level 510, so it definitely did come from Shadowbringers. It's used in a quest. It's used in the quest in the locks. Here be dragons. So to me that like would imply, or it's a reward from that quest.
Oh. So yeah.
So to me, I would go with it is on the source. I'm one of those weirdos that likes pineapple on pizza. No, I don't. Oh, look, here's the thing. I cannot stand the idea of pineapple on pizza. For me,
I like it.
I'm glad that people who like it. I just don't like sweet and savory. Like, and I just, especially in more specifically, I don't like fruit and savory, and so that's just why.
Oh yeah, you're right. Northrend is Eorzean, like geographically, but it's so diverged that it's not actually Eorzean. So.
Well, I mean, but no. So we just put out a short yesterday about that as a topic, about talking about how the ways in which it is like a direct parallel, right? So like the maps literally overlay 1-to-1.
Yeah. That
Lakeland is an open field. Like it was just, while they've diverged geographically, geographically they are, even if like parts of their topography have shifted somewhat. But like, for instance, the only Lakeland, or not Lakeland, Ilmeg and Kurthus are like, well, how are they at all the same? But if you look at Alpine Kurthus, literally it looks identical to the northern part of Ilmeg. And if the fairy part of Ilmeg had not taken over because of the loss of like Verbert and stuff, that would have looked Alpine in the exact same way.
I said it might not have come through on the mic, but I did say geographically yes, but sociologically no.
Oh yeah, sociologically it's changed. Well, it's interesting actually in some ways how it's remains similar but different too, right? Because like you have, for instance, the kobolds and then the dwarves, right?
Yeah.
You have oh shit. Oh fuck. Damn it, come!
He's cummed all over us.
Just trying to avoid making the joke.
I never will.
I'll pass her tacos. Now I want tacos.
I always want tacos.
I want tacos from Lagos Tacos. Yeah, but you can't have these tacos. They're pork. They're like pork BBQ.
I can have pork.
You just said you couldn't have pepperoni.
Pepperoni's beef.
Pepperoni's not... We've had this conversation
Pepperoni's beef.
I'm literally about to say something. Pepperoni is not beef. Pepperoni is an American variety of spicy salami, cured pork, and beef seasoned with pepperoni.
There you go.
Is it both mixed together? Is that what I always think of pepperoni as just pork?
No, it's like a mix. I think. Yeah. But yeah, I can have pesto. I love pesto.
They actually went ahead and had the shards reunite with the source in a non-destructive way. You literally can't do that. That literally fundamentally is impossible because like the mechanism by which they come together is literally impossible to do that because the restoration of them would require, like, them coming together would require the destruction of the others. Would you want Eorzean to just suddenly get bigger, or for there to just be a second Eorzean Norvrand? You could, like, it doesn't work that way, so you couldn't.
Yeah, just open the portals. Just do it that way.
Yeah. Like, the portals would be the way you do it, to, like, have them to be able to cross over from.
Yeah, it would kill everyone on the shard, and then it would also cause, like, a catastrophe on the source to do so.
And the physical space of the source would stay identical.
Yeah.
Like, when the Seventh Thermal Calamity happened, the landscape changed because of the Astral Calamity, like, changing the topography, but it didn't, like, the actual amount of, like, physical landmass did not alter.
Yeah, our souls would get more dense, but so would everyone's on Eorzean, so you wouldn't notice it.
Yeah. Hello, Yellow Dragon.
That's a cool dragon.
That is a cool dragon.
Do you think Ellison of Fairies?
Let's summon Castro. I mean, Odin. Why is it called Castro? I know we looked into it, but it was just like, it's such a weird thing. Do you think the elves and fairies having the same location on the source and first is a reference to D&D elves having Fey ancestry?
No.
It could be. I look at it more to be with general, just about like kind of showing that some beings had the same starting places during when the world was sundered, and some moved around more or less.
Right.
Also, I mean, do fairies? Because I mean, the pixies are in Ilmeg, and Ilmeg's more in Kurthus than it is in like what would be the Shroud.
Yeah. So the Eorzean aren't from Kurthus. They're from kind of an undefined area. I didn't necessarily
Central Aldenard.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know that we've even actually been. I mean, it's part of the content. People go there, but I don't necessarily know that we've even been or would know if we had been to the exact spot where they used to live. Because there are plenty of spots on the Eorzean map that we haven't been in. Even in terms of just like being sandwiched between zones.
Unfortunately, pepperoni is not always just pork. Sometimes they add chicken, which is annoying when someone in the house has a chicken allergy. Yeah, I did not realize it was such a mishmash. Give me a second, actually. That's floor 5. That's floor 6. Okay, no, we do want to be going up, so we're good. Also, now I'm curious.
I don't see why Hydaelyn would want us to make a point of wanting us to reintegrate the shards, because I don't see why philosophically she doesn't want us
that literally
to start
would be
using summoning magic again.
Well, but also that'd be literally counter to her point, which is that the people are of value in and of themselves, and that our life is precious and worth having for it on its own and by its own right? Like, literally, I feel like that goes counter to what she wanted, which is not. She did not. Her point. The reason that she did what she did was because just bringing everyone back together would sacrifice the lives and the agency of all the new lives that were born. So. One, there's no way to bring things back together non-destructively, because if there was, she would have done it. Right? But also, like, not only would she have done it, but, like, that's kind of, like, the whole crux of the, like, conflict at the heart of 14 as a story. Right? Which is that some people, like, the allowing for new life to have its own way and for it to be what it is and to see it as of inherent value. So it's like the thing is that I understand that if you take what you're positing as granted, there's something to play with there, but it to me, like, you can't take that posit as granted, because, like, it literally would break everything in terms of the narrative.
Yeah. Well, we don't need dynamic control anymore, Infinite, so I wouldn't worry about that necessarily, but...
Yeah, I would say Sunder wants medium mistake. And also, like, the reason that she was keeping people Sunder wasn't really just about that. But let's also be careful of spoilers, guys. What happens if someone from the shards go into space? Where do they go? We don't know. No. We don't know how they occupy physical space as of yet. My assumption is that the hypothesis I operate on is all the shards exist in the same physical space on overlapping dimensions. So when you go out into space, you could, like, for instance, fly from the shard to the Dragon Star. That is my impression. However, that has all sorts of headaches in terms of, like, well, that means when you reapproach, why wouldn't you reapproach? How do you approach the first instead of the source? So,
yeah, that's the only way it could work, really. But it's so undefined currently.
Yeah, we know that the rest of the universe was not sundered. So
Daniel Morton. You find it interesting that, sorry, just Daniel, that Dwarven culture evolved in the source, especially since the cultural Lalafell and homeland in the Southern Isles didn't seem to resemble it. Well, that's true, but at the same time, they had thousands and thousands of years. You know, you look at divergent cultures.
About 10,000.
Yeah, you look at divergent cultures in real life over 10,000 years. And
I mean, look at South Sea Isles compared to the Maki.
Yeah, that's true as well. But yeah, I mean, it's such an enormous span of time. I mean, look at 8,000 BCE on Earth. The amount of development and change that has come about in our culture since then is incalculable. So I would imagine that the same is true of any shard, any race in any shard.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is the way in which, if you look at the Mord, are kind of like the Kobold, but different. You know, like they ended up going a slightly different path, partly because of also where they were and where they were around. The V and the Viera share kind of similar identities, but also very different. Like, they're both guardians, but they end up being very different in terms of how they form their cultures, because of like the intercession of Ronka into the equation. You know, that's the basis for which I sometimes think we may reintegrate someday. Right now, if theirs exists in a weird way, other stars do not. Right, but the reintegration of us would. Right. The point is that that's not an inherently bad thing. And also the reintegration of all those stars into each other would, like, basically what you're arguing is the Ascians should win. I know what you're not, because your point is if it could be non-destructive.
Think about the sheer... Yeah. Think about the sheer, developer load that would imply as well. Not only would that be like a Cataclysm-style expansion, it would have to apply to every single zone they've ever made on the source, and it would be a complete change. So it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's a really, really strong point in my opinion. I also feel like just the lore thing, like not even like lore, but like narratively, it's antithetical to the point. Like, you know, like guys, I get it. You can just drop a new continent on a planet and not have a problem come about. Problems come about? Huh?
Like it would cause problems.
I'm hoping Yeah. For 7.0, do you think it's going to be adventure expansion or a save the new world expansion? I mean, it's going to be both, I would say. Yeah. I mean, it can't not be to some extent this save the world expansion. Also, I mean, is Heaven's Word all the expansions that, like, Heaven's Word is kind of an adventure that is also about saving the world because of stopping Nidhogg. Stormblood is is not really necessarily saving the world, but it's fighting for the world. You know, it's like.
I mean, I'd love to get like a Stormblood style expansion.
Yeah.
I just don't necessarily think it's gonna happen, but I would like to see it happen. You know, I would like to see the deepening of existing lore. Who's this big fat dragon boy?
We're about to find out. Yeah, just let me catch up on chat real quick. I find it interesting. It feels really counterintuitive to her sundering the world. She made us walk the way. Why would she want to give us back our wings back to paradise? Right. Yeah, her real plan was to take one of the shards and turn it into a theme park called Hydaelyn. The land. Yeah, for 7.0, I'm hoping for adventure expansion. Definitely the save the world expansion. They need stakes to really sell it, in my opinion. I disagree with that. You don't need to save. The world saving is not the only stakes that exist in the game and exist in storytelling. I think actually one real big problem is the assumption that the only way to have stakes is for the fate of the world to be in the balance. The fate of someone you love, it can be enough to have stakes, right? And I think 14, actually, as a whole, the reason that it succeeds with its characters most of the time is that fearing for not just the deaths, but the suffering and the struggles of the people we care about is a stake that the game holds to. So I don't think, and you don't need to just escalate stakes to have there be stakes. You can make things go back down and not have it be a world-ending, galaxy-ending thing for it to still matter. That's just about telling the story well. I mean, Yoshipi said something big is going to happen coming to the last Endwalker patch, so that's going to make a big change, and given what we've been dealing with, what is more fitting? That the gateways between the shards and the source.
And they're
I mean, two things. One, he could literally have been referring to the graphics update.
I mean, he could. I don't necessarily think he was, but I do think,
I don't think he is. But
I would have two answers to that. One is, you know, I mean, we have the relinking of the shards, and we have the potential, almost certain, partial, at least, rejuvenation of the 13th, and then we have, to express how much effort that would be like an 8-year dev cycle to do what we're talking about here, to remake all these zones and remake a storyline and do all that. Like, it would not be something done so quickly.
But more than that, it would be bad for the long-term health of the game. Like, Cataclysm proved that, right? That shit only works for the players who have been around for when things were like they were before.
Yeah, exactly.
I would love for an expansion dealing entirely with resolving the political fallout of the fall of Garlemald. Like, how cool would it be to create a Theros United Nations? I mean, honestly, I actually would be shocked, Daniel, if that wasn't, at the very least, a B plot of 7.0 or 8.0.
Sure.
So biggest
When
threat
the
to Eorzean is the
Amdapori
graphics.
do it, we criticize them, but when we do it, it's fine.
Yeah. I joined FF14. I mean, to be fair, you're the one who mostly criticized them for that. I criticize them for willing that power, like, they don't make a United Nations, right? They make a dictatorial, they use their influence to be dictatorial.
Just like the Belgians.
See, I think you just dropped Norvrand to the left, but then you're literally... Okay.
But
I need to address this because there's so many problems. Okay. First off, if you did that, you would destroy the Indigo Deep. Not only the native home of the Ondo, but you would literally kill hundreds of thousands.
You like kill all the original Malifaux as well.
Also, Norvrand isn't just a lone continent. It's a world. It's an entire sphere world with continents and things that are now being reclaimed because of Eden. Also, you have the other reflections, which all would need that same space. So literally, you would make the entire sphere just physical land masses that would all be dropped on together and smashed into each other, which also... actually how it would happen, because what would happen is Norvrand would just be laid over top of Eorzea proper because they occupy the same physical space. Literally, the maps are one-to-one the exact same. That doesn't work, you know? Move Indigo Deep over a... It's an ocean! You can't move an ocean!
I like that. Listen, it's all very fun and games, but we all know that Carvalane would have like a field day tricking all those dumb Calusian rubes.
Okay, so for some reason there's a room full of 5 dragons. I can't talk to them, so we're gonna go ahead. Ha ha ha! Gullible fools! That mirror paralyzes anyone who looks into it. Now the 5 worms can feast on your soon-to-be corpses.
They're dancing.
That's why they weren't moving. It has been some time since they had the prospect of such a fine meal. They will savor every last bite. I wonder if that's where the dragons that we fight on the run up to Circus Tower are referencing.
Could be, yeah.
We can't move!
Oh, Doga.
Were you Do?
No, I was
You
Une.
want to go ahead and do... Okay. Have no fear! I have no idea what I told you I would have
I like that one.
That sounded like Doga. As I told you before, our souls are eternal. Listen, the only thing that can break the curse of the 5 worms is 5 hearts of pure light. You have to persevere until I can gather them. Do you understand? I'll be back as soon as I'm able. Good luck, warriors.
Okay.
There was soul left to search out 5 hearts of pure light. That's... Well, I mean, are we not 4 of them?
Very strange.
Elio and the others are in grave danger. Come with me, your highness. They need a heart filled with light. Your heart, in order to break the worm's curse.
Oh, for Elio, I'd do anything. I will go immediately. Oh.
Okay. I love that a ghost appears and you're just like, yep, cool, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that's what Elio said. Green caps. That's what he was implying. Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, green caps. They spawned earlier.
Oh, it's Sid.
Sid is one of the hearts of light.
Nice.
That's amazing. And yeah, green caps. That we had both of those spawn. I was just thinking of that too. Yep.
All right. Are this in danger? Of course I'll help.
I love that Sid is a heart of light. That's so
know.
Good.
Pew. Oh, he's dead. He's dead. He burned to death. What a while ago.
Now I'm just imagining him like pulling the corpse out. Dash must have perished in the furnace. Heave ho! Wait, what?
Okay.
What?
Okay.
What?
That kind of robs.
Dash, you're alive? Of course. Don't write me off yet. Wait, who's asking? I don't think I've seen you before, Gramps. Whoever you are, you caught me at a good time. I've only just finished repairing the Tower of Hope.
That's kind of lame. Okay,
That's so stupid. That's actually the first thing I've actually, like, I'm not on board for FF3.
I don't fuck with that much.
What a fucking undercut.
Yeah.
It was a close call, that's for sure. There was a while there when I thought the floating continent was done for. Dash, the warrior lights are in trouble. Jeez, I put out one fire and another pops up. So what are we standing around here for? Let's go! Mario! No, Levi, you're totally good.
They would have to change that in a remake.
Yeah, they really would. That's... Make it Dash's sweetheart. Remember the sweetheart that you met?
Oh,
just make her the heart of light.
Yeah,
you know? For it to be like, I'll do it for the memory of Dash. You know?
Yeah, that would work.
Prince Owlus, the Warriors of Light need you. Give me your gay voice.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. I must get to Elio and the others at once. This is just how
I just feel like, I mean, if they want to do a thing, there's always a way to explain to it, do it. I realize the lore as we know it says it doesn't work this way. Let me rephrase, Levi. You're right. Could they handwave something to make it work? You're right. I want to defend that you are right there.
Oh,
but
yes.
It's not about that. Sorry, just one second. It's not about the lore as it is. It's not about... My argument is less, oh, this is how we understand the lore to be. My point is that it is literally antithetical to the thematic statement at the heart of every expansion and the story thus far in a way that literally would not just undercut, but like go straight against the thematic point of that. And it wouldn't be a good thing. If that happened, it would be the bad guys winning. That's what it would take for that. It would have to be the world ending, the bad guys winning, and us dealing with the consequences in a whole new world. And that also doesn't work unless it's like a sequel or something. Because that's bigger. Basically, what they did in 1.0, but bigger. 1.0 to 2.0, but bigger. So that's part of it. It's not just, oh, I'm the lore guy, and, you know, the lore says this. It's everything else. That's my bigger problem.
These are my favorite NPCs.
Yeah. Would one of you come to aid the Warriors of Light? They need your help. Finally, now's our chance to be the heroes. I'll go. Lead on. You can do it. Of course I can. Ha ha ha.
I love
it's
these
just
guys.
one of them.
I want these guys.
What if
to,
they
like,
had been
appear
all
in 14.
five?
Yeah, it should have been
me
all
too.
5. Bring his friends.
Elio, V, Bean, Neri. Quick, we'll hold off the worms. You must change the fate of this world. I do like, it's a good hype ending to like have all our friends come to our aid at this moment, right?
It would be a lot better.
We owe you our lives.
If they'd sort of
Everyone, let's
invested
go.
a bit more.
Yeah, but compared to like 1 and 2,
I also
huge step up.
don't buy that most of them won't die instantly against the worms.
You're not wrong.
Oh, is that
Oh,
it?
hey, there's Xande.
Look at that purple fucker.
I'm impressed you made it this far, but your struggle was all for naught. Don't you see how close the darkness is drawn? You're too late, and now you will die. I wonder what's for dinner. Link. Squalala, we are off.
She's got bad posture.
That's all you're focused on?
Yes. Oh, have a good night and good luck on your medical exam, Yukio.
Have a good one, Yukio. Cheapen the death, why don't you? Yeah. Early FF games like Undoing Sacrifice a lot. Like, nobody actually dies in 4. It's crazy. What's interesting about 4 is that, like... Yeah, they kind of... It's almost...
Don't they kill some people off in after years?
I don't know. It's been so long.
Yeah, this is
I
just
forgot to...
a gut feeling.
I will say for... Well, no, wait. Tella's dead. Tella dies, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Monkman's okay, but you have to find him on a side quest, and Palom and Pylorum end up being okay. But, like, it feels... Like, the thing is that, like, the Palom and Pylorum thing doesn't... I don't feel cheated that they didn't die, because, like, the point is that sacrifice and the, like, emotion of it in the moment.
No, that's fine. Because at least that was left somewhat up in the air. But Dash, like, jumped into a pit of fire.
Yeah, it was very, like, clear, like, he's dead. And also has been hanging out there for what? Like...
A while.
2 weeks?
Yeah, a good while. But it's fine, I guess. Like, couldn't he have
Oh, he
shouted
cast
back
Meteor,
up to us?
just like in, the Alliance Raid.
Wait, he has... Oh, yeah, he has Meteor. Yeah. No, the amount of wipes I've seen to that is so fucking annoying.
Oh, fuck, that's why it's not working. I was about to say, like, why are you... Let me heal. Let me choose to heal.
Come in Neri, let us heal.
Never played Aether's because everyone says it sucks. Does it suck, Naniri?
It doesn't suck that bad.
I mean, like,
the
was it necessary?
No, it's not necessary. The game stands well enough on its own. The inter years or whatever it's called isn't very good.
The what?
There's like a mini
There's
one
a what now?
that like bridges the two.
Dash was just trying to ditch the girl.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right, sir.
I was about to ask if he used Quake, because he uses Quake in...
He does? Oh. Oh.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
There's definitely a game that comes before after years.
Rise from your grave.
Yeah, Tyler does die, yeah. It's just the other ones who don't.
Yeah, and I guess, like, my thing is, like, it's okay to fake out deaths to an extent. Like, it depends on how, like, you do them and how they're set up and like, what's the purpose to keeping them around.
Yeah.
Ah, frack. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
I believe in you, Elia. Pull through for us.
If I had used an elixir ahead of time, we would not be in this predicament.
Yeah, interlude. That's it. Final Fantasy IV interlude.
The inter-years.
Shut up. I think it takes
Sid and Yang both
3 minutes
exploded.
to play.
Sid and Yang, yeah. I don't know why I'm not bothered by those more. It's also interesting. Now I want to think about all the times that Final Fantasy has done fake outs.
When has it done fake outs? In like modern games.
In modern games, other than 14, has it done?
13 didn't really, did it? Unless you count the crystallization of Sarah, but not really.
No, because that's like just the inciting quest incident.
Yeah.
Catchy in 7. Fair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You think it matters if you defeat me? The cloud of darkness has already gathered. The land will be shrouded before long.
Shroud this dick, Xande.
You want to get the cloud of darkness?
Okay.
I want your best, like, witchy.
Oh, like dramatic witchy or like creepy witchy?
Yeah. Like Garuda.
Oh, okay. We think. What do you think? No. We will return the world to nothingness. We are the cloud of darkness. Everything shrouded, enveloped in shadow. The light, the darkness, all will become nothing. We will start with the warriors of light. Perish together with the world you are beholden to protect.
Oh, we have to fight her right away? Oh, fuck.
Look at those big boobs.
Oh, dude, this music is a banger.
Yeah, it does, yes. Yeah, Y'shtola does like to cheat death, but to be fair, that's not always a fake out.
See, to me, yeah, okay. Okay, here's my thing. The first time flow is used, it's only partially a fake out because there are consequences to that action, and the thing is that it's clearly played ambiguously and quickly explained that they're, like, not only they're missing, but what their fate is. So to me, that's not really a fake out. And then the second time, it's kind of a fake out, but it so immediately and quickly clears that up that it doesn't linger on it, and it gives you hints to say that there might be otherwise.
And the Emmett Selk one doesn't
again,
really last long enough to be a... Well,
no.
That one, the spoiler one, doesn't really last long enough to be... It's not even a spoiler anymore, is it?
And then we're not going to talk about it because major spoilers, but the one in Endwalker I just vehemently don't. There's not a fake out to me because it is explicitly told you what is the case with it before going in.
Oh, thank you, V.
And yeah.
Haha, darkness.
Oh, the darkness. Oh, I should do the cloud of darkness. Particle beam. Wait, what?
Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's
we weren't supposed to win.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Sid. Hi, fellow.
Dash.
Alice.
Gay King.
Gay King. Elio.
You can't give up. Come on, you can't die here.
Oh, this is like not your time. Don't you dare die on me.
Huh? Elio, V, Bean, Naneri.
I'm back.
The souls of Doga and Une appear. I'm back, bitches. Our souls are with you. Rise, warriors. You cannot be defeated yet.
Yeah, what he
Literally,
said.
Doga and Une transfer their life force to the warriors and revive them. Oh, I mean, that's kind of like what happens with Graha. With, like, them can get, giving the last of their Algan blood so that...
Yeah, but they already died. Oh, no, wait, they didn't.
Yeah. Thank you, Doga. Thank you, Une. That's the spirit.
No, I think you've got a job to do.
Xande's transgressions diluted the light's power. He enabled the darkness to grow and give birth to that shadowy abomination.
Xande was a pawn, a puppet of the darkness.
Few could have resisted such power.
Soon our souls will ascend to the heavens and become one with all those who came before us.
Hey, the idea of the live stream.
Yeah.
And the...
We cannot stay with you, much as we would like to.
You four are the only ones who can restore the balance between light and dark. You must go to the world of darkness now. The two souls disappeared.
Bye-bye.
It's time for us to go to the world of darkness. I'm ready if you are. We can do this. Come on! The only whole world... Oh, no, it's you.
The whole world is counting on you. Don't let us down.
With us backing you up, you cannot lose. It ain't easy to shoulder a difficult destiny. Trust me on that. But you got this.
You will, like, triumphant. I have faith, Slay. Please, you have to come back safely.
And then they yeeted themselves into oblivion.
Of course it is Demons. It's got werewolves.
Yeah. Oh, my free sandwich. We've let you steal your soul. That's what you get. Yeah. By the powers combined, we are Captain's Planet. Everyone from Cocoon in the party becomes Seath for a second at the end of 13. Yeah. I guess that's a fake out.
It's not really long enough to be a fake out, though.
Yeah. I mean, like, what constitutes... Yeah, I guess, like... It's so immediately dealt with, right?
Yeah. Fake out needs to last at least, like, 2 hours, I feel.
I don't know if it needs to last that long, but at least more than 5 minutes.
I'm setting my standard at 2 hours. God damn.
I mean, I'm going to go with, like, it has to be, like, at least 20 to 30 minutes. Or at least there has to be a full cutscene that happens between the implied death and the revival. There has to be at least one cutscene or some kind of act or something.
Yeah.
World of Darkness map FF3.
This place is pretty. I like the pixel art for the galaxies and stuff.
Oh, okay. We have to do all of them. It's a Ganon's Tower. I wish I could go to the World of Darkness. It's my favorite TTRPG. It's the closest we got, but yeah, it's not much. No, but it's the green caps to your defense. And to like Levi's right with 7, it definitely counts, right? Like it doesn't. It's in the oeuvre of a fake out. It's not like it's completely should be completely disregarded.
I think you do find sort of dominine injury people in World of Darkness, don't you?
Yes, you do. When the chests with Scylla or with Xande.
Yeah, they're somewhat implied to be clones, I think.
Yeah. If a fake out doesn't require a specific time, it's all about intent. Like, did they want you to believe they were dead and with you still? I would say the answer is no. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, right? I feel like that's a really fair definition. And yet you could argue that, like, when talking about 13 and that, l'Cie thing, they kind of intended to make you think it's, unless you're, like, kind of genre savvy already, the story's playing it straight for at least a moment. Oh, hey, a Xande clone in a chest! That's why he's in a chest! That's why why you have to open a chest for World of Darkness. It all makes sense now.
That's just where Xande's clone likes to hang out.
Now I want a gay club that's just called the chest.
Oh, no,
Or the treasure
I'm
chest.
Sure there's probably one called that. Treasure Trail, maybe. I think this is actually the color palette for these Xande clones as well. Or close enough.
Yeah, it is. No, it definitely is, yeah. Well, and also now I understand like the blue tinge to his like skin in like his normal version in Crystal Tower too. It makes more sense to me.
Yeah, from a design
Shadow in
standpoint.
6?
I always assumed lore-wise that it was like a side effect of Ammon doing what he did.
Oh yeah, same. How do they fit that hunk in a small box? It's bigger on the inside.
No, he's a contortionist. Very good.
Yeah,
one.
definitely Shadow's fair. Shadow's definitely fair, Levi. I'm really excited to like man, I barely remember 6.
No, I barely remember. Well, I remember parts of 6, but I barely remember 5.
Fuck, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, there are gay bars in Singapore, Daniel. There's like a whole street of them. And then there's also like a sex work quarter, which has some in it, but not, like it's not really gay bars. It's more just like brothels. But there is this.
V, why do you keep going down on the job? We need you.
Right, V. Come on.
Sorry, go ahead.
Back it up. Oh, I was just saying, yeah, there are gay bars here. There have been for. In fact, back in the day, there's an area now called Bugus, which is like a shopping district, kind of. But back in the day, back in like the 80s and before, it was like a transgender / drag queen like centric whole area of Singapore.
Cool. I'm gonna buy 5 or 6 tonight. Which should I grab? I've played 6 100 times, so I can't say if I want nostalgia or novelty, as I only played 5 once. I would say, bear with me here. I mean, obviously it depends on what you want, which is not helpful to say, right? Because you want to take. I'd say go play 5, and my reasoning being, Levi, is you play 14 now, and since you know 6 inside and out, you're already gonna catch those things. But think how nice it'll be to like have a moment where you like, oh, that's why they made that choice there, or like going into the Baldizzian Annex, right? Or the stuff around Kryl, or
Omega.
That would be my vote. Oh right, Omega, yeah. So do you have a weigh in on that, Namiri?
I would say 5. If you've played 6 that much, I love 6. But if you've played 6 that much, I think go 5.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Okay, so yeah, if we're all on the same page, then I feel like that's pretty strong.
Kage, Naruto.
I mean, it's just Shadow, so.
Yeah, well,
Kage just means Shadow.
Hey.
I mean,
hey.
What?
You know what I'm on about.
Like the stuff that Ellie experiences right now. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Infinite. How like we were talking about like when I noticed things from Crystal Tower and all that. Honestly, I feel like going through FF3, and especially going through the Crystal Tower, there's more to point out about things that they didn't use than things that they did, which is fascinating in its own right.
By that you mean that they've used more than they didn't use?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also makes me think like, God, all this music. It makes me wonder. I'm trying to think of another time where we see that level of ripping. And I'm not like ripping off because it's not, but I'm trying to think about like, I feel like post Crystal Tower, they tried to more like integrate bits and pieces of things in rather than like so wholly tearing something, other than like Evilise, but that was Matsuno.
Yeah, Evilise and like and Nier and stuff like that, obviously.
Right, well, obviously Nier, yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. The Crystal Tower is where it's most obvious. Omega almost, but that draws from so many different games that it sort of dodges it.
Right, like, and that's my thing is like it's pulling from 4 and 5 and 6, and like it's not that they haven't torn a bunch of other things from other stuff and used them, but this is like Crystal Tower is just 3 hardcore, and it is the Labyrinth of the Ages, the Crystal Tower, and the World of Darkness. Like, it is those things. things. You know, like recontextualized with a different story to an extent.
I think that makes sense though, with how busy the team were at the time with rebooting the game and stuff.
Yeah, well, and also the amount to which they love FF3. So it's like, it's not something I fault it for. It's just fascinating when you think about how much comparatively later they synthesize things in. Like, you know, Anima and Endwalker, or the Maga Sisters, or, you know, like there's 4 references, there's 10 references, there's 9 references. They're like throwing out things, you know, whenever they make sense, rather than like transplanting something, transplanting so, not holistically, but like almost whole something.
And I mean, who would have known that when they transplanted it wholesale, that Armand would have been said,
Have a good one, lady.
Yeah, have a good one.
Even Evilise has so much of a twist on it that it's pretty different. Yeah, I mean, that you're not wrong, but it is so much just the Matsuno stuff. Like, it is almost like an elsewhere version of a lot of Tactics' story. I mean, the fact that Evilise plays out kind of so much of it assuming you know Tactics in the first place.
That's true, Tower of Babel, but at least that's a dungeon, not like a whole raid.
But so, here, I'll get to that. The Wrath of Darkness cannot... Well, actually, the guys, I'm sorry, they're talking about the darkness. Forgive me, V. The Wrath of Darkness cannot be stopped. This will be your final resting place.
I hope these are like nice. Oh.
Hey,
oh,
Cerberus!
Okay.
That's where Cerberus came. I wonder if one of them is going to be Angramanyu.
Yeah, the Araman. Yeah,
like
yeah, that would make sense. What FF game besides?
Why is it Bahamut instead of Bahamut?
Good question. Is it like a shortening thing?
It's not. It's literally just one letter. It's Bahamur. So it's like someone typoed R instead of T.
I don't know.
I don't know who decided Mickey is the darkness, but I have strong words for them. I have bad news about Kingdom Hearts V.
Oh, okay. So Bahamut is the name of the spell, not the name of the summon.
Yes. So the spell is called it summons Bahamut, but the spell is called Bahamur. And I do not understand why. And Tower of Babel isn't completely recontextualized. Yeah, I would say, like, the Tower of Babel, the only thing really that's paralleled in the Tower of Babel is villain at its peak with plan and its name.
No,
and
a lot of the
tower.
mobs have names that allude to the original towers.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, right. Obviously, like the bosses and stuff. No, okay, so that's fair. No, that is a little more wholesale. What FF game besides 11 is FFXIV most similar to? I would say 12, which is the focus on more realistic world politics and grounded characters. I don't know, because I feel like 10 does that well. Which one is...
It does do it well, but I think 12 is more politic heavy.
But my thing is that I feel like a lot of times 12 plays at being politic heavy rather than being politic heavy. Like, you don't actually engage with Vayne Solidor's politicking, or you get a little bit of the judges in the background, but it never goes anywhere and is kind of just wrapped up and resolved without you doing much or engaging in it in any way. So it's like, I feel like it has the veneer of it, but I don't know that it actually does anything with it.
But you do get a geopolitics in it, with respects to imperialism and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's definitely fair.
Closest
Luge,
to
it seems closest to 6 to me.
I don't know if there's anything quite so clear cut to, like, I don't think there's a single game. 'Cause an MMO draws on so many wide different genres.
I mean, the other thing too is, like, I'm pointing to the ways in which 10 does. Notice that I'm a huge 10 stan.
Yeah,
right. Levi is a big 6 stan. So I would wonder if, like, some of it's partly also what your, you know, whatever your favorite single player one is going to tend towards might be inform what you think it is. Levi, I'd be curious what your argument is there. I mean, because the thing is, if we're talking about having a party, right, and drawing together a crew, you know, there's multiple that fit in there, from 12 to 7 to 10.
I think the Garlemald conflict does draw quite a bit on 6, I suppose, at least in its 2.x
definitely
iterations.
Definitely. Well, and definitely on 12 to an extent.
Yeah, and on 12 as well.
Well, and like there's a lot of things you could correlate between Faith, Baromi Sace, and all that stuff in the Ishgardians. I feel like there's an argument for 12. I feel like I didn't mean to dismiss it out of hand, but I wasn't so strong on it.
Actually, the answer is Crystal Chronicles.
I feel like the answer is that 14 and in general Final Fantasy games, like 16 isn't going to be like any one specific Final Fantasy games. You're going to find elements from all of them that are applicable because that's like what Final Fantasy does, right? So like what's closest? I mean, it also depends, right? If you spend your entire time in 14 playing the Gold Saucer, then 7's the closest. You know?
Oh man, yeah, you're right. Oh, I had a haircut, by the way, a haircut and a hair color. So now I have like Kadaj hair, but less emo.
Oh my god.
Kadaj colored hair.
I don't know that you can. It's called Ahriman here because at the point Ahriman was a character name, not a species name. In the 14 they named him that because of the overlap. Huh. That makes sense. Yeah, Infinite. That happened. Oh, that happened with another guy too, because R and T are next to each other on the queue. Yeah, literally demands that. That's interesting, Infinite. That happened one other place in there. What was it? Oh, there was another creature that they had the same issue. And it was, but it was also a localization issue because the Japanese ended up being different. Let me look at. I think it was one of the bosses. It might have been Phlegathon.
But yeah, well, there's no Phlegathon here, right?
Yes. It's because Phlegathon in Crystal Tower in Japanese is Titan.
Yes.
Or Arcarion, not Phlegathon. That's what it was. Thanks for reminding me of that. Growlmill feels much like the Empire in 6. Yeah, the Warrior of Light is a catalyst for the Scions being able to really mount an offensive, much like a Terra, and a catalyst for the Returners. Yeah. It's a fair point.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like...
I mean, it's a fair point. I'm not saying that... Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like the Warrior of Light isn't even necessarily a catalyst for the war against Garlemald. They're definitely a major part of it, but I feel like their power more comes in 2.x as a unique factor against the primals. Like, that's where we are the singular factor, but against like Garlemald, we're just a very strong part of it.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, it's Ardbert.
Yes.
I am one of the 4 warriors of darkness. We managed to stop the wrath of light 1,000 years ago. Ooh, this is interesting backstory. Light and dark, our 2 worlds depend on one another. If the 2 were to converge, it would bring about a single world of nothingness, a void. Now that light is weakened, the darkness is spreading. The wrath of dark is upon us. The only force that can stop this and return balance is within you, the 4 warriors of light. I'm here to aid you. We cannot allow the void to consume our worlds. Man, Ishikawa really did just replay FF3 and think.
Yeah.
Like, let's take some more of these themes and let's take whatever themes we didn't use in Crystal Towers and even some we didn't and play off them even stronger.
Yeah, they must really love 3. I mean, I respect it.
I mean, I know that she's said that, like, specifically she loves 3, so I'm not shocked.
I mean, I read a new manga the other day.
Oh yeah, was it good?
20th Century Boys. It was really good. It was like a 90s manga, and I forgot how refreshing, and like how nuanced the manga from back then could be.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe this is just the wrong impression. I'm not reading enough of the good shit today, but I feel like a lot of the stuff from then, there was a lot, not less codified tropes, because like shonen was still high, super codified, but like there was more room for there to just be weird things, not shonen but with a twist.
True. I think the problem is that there's so much manga nowadays and anime that there is a lot more dross, but there's also, there's probably still the same amount of good stuff. It's just that there's so much chaff to cover it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it'll come to it will rise to the top over time. That's for sure.
Yeah, you just have to.
Nice.
You have to get your recs in the right places. If they're recommending you random isekais and stuff, then
yeah. Levi recommends that as soon. Naoki Urasawa.
Yeah, he's definitely a genius, and he's a huge fan of what's he called oh god, the god of manga, Osamu Tezuka.
Ah.
It's made me really tempted to read like Phoenix and stuff. Because reading like the reviews from other mangaka of it, like they speak about it like it is the seminal work of history.
Interesting. I literally don't know that I've heard of it.
It's one of
That's
those
wild.
like you know, the one that like weirdos online claim is that the Lion King ripped off. It's like,
oh yes, yeah.
It's like one of that era of yeah, he did. I know he did Munster, and I read Munster, Levi. And
Oh
quite
yeah,
enjoyed
Monster's
it.
great. I read that I only heard about and read that for the first time like only a couple months ago. It was weird. It was like I somehow I just never crossed its path, and then I heard about it. I was like, I need to check this out.
Oh yeah, Munster's really very good. I
feel like Monster is also a good example to me of like execution over idea, because like the idea at the heart of it is just kind of a very not crazy anything, like
it's not the most original.
Thriller, right? And this, but like its execution is so good.
Yeah,
that it's
it is. So I actually preferred 20th Century Boys to Munster, but I enjoyed both very much. I've not read Pluto because I've never had much of an interest in Astro Boy, but I mean, maybe I need to at some point. I don't know.
Neri, do you have any thoughts on the Metropolis anime compared to the original?
Oh God, you mean like the original film?
Yeah.
I've never seen the anime.
Okay, because I've watched both, and I just like I find the anime infinitely fascinating, because I really appreciate and love the original for all sorts of reasons. But I'm also the weirdo who likes things like, you know, the Cabinet of Dr. Calgary and stuff. But like what's so fascinating to me is it's like someone who watched the original movie, waited 30 to 40 years, and then had a dream about it and wrote a film from their dream. Because it's so... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I would almost struggle to imagine that it's quite as visually striking as the Metropolis original film is, because that film is very, very visually distinct.
Yeah.
Like, does it succeed in that regard?
It's definitely striking. I mean, like, visually, I think it's very striking. I think what's interesting... Here's an interesting thing about it, is that Metropolis, the film, is existing in a Roaring 20s world. Actually, right. Let me think about this real quick. It's 19 Metropolis film. No, 1927. Sorry, I thought it was 1917 for a second. No, it's like post 20s, but like a pre-30s, pre-Roaring Art Deco, intra all of that happening.
Yeah, it was a huge influence on all of that stuff, right?
Right. Whereas because the anime is happening all afterwards, it's weird how one's engaging with it intra and one's engaging with it post. And so like the visual choices are simultaneously very like clearly the anime's harkening onto the original, but like there's I don't know. There's also a little bit of Warhammer without the grim dark in terms of like a lot of the mechanical, like, which obviously was a part of like the Metropolis film is like this, like has like shots that are very like Western industrial, like Industrial Revolution style, but like the anime has shots that are like beneath the Crystal Tower in Shadowbringers.
Oh,
I don't know how else to put it.
Okay, that's strange.
In terms of like showing the mechanical and the guts.
And it looks like that kind of vibe.
When it's showing the guts and the below. The above, I guess I would phrase it as Metropolis. I mean, you know what Metropolis, the film, live action film, looks like, but the like anime looks like anime Art Deco.
Okay.
You know, yeah, it's interesting. You've come this far, haha, but this is the end of the line. This world will be engulfed in darkness and return to the void. The anime is not based on the film, though. The anime film is based on Tezuka's manga.
Isn't Echidna in coils?
Echidna is in but what's it called?
No, she's in Void Ark.
I was about to say Void Ark, the final one for the first one.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess if we're taking these to be equivalent to Void Scent, that makes sense, then that's fine.
Metropolis manga. Yes, okay, but the manga is based on the film of the same name. So like I feel like the point still stands. And also the shots and also like the use of like the visual elements of I'm forgetting her name, but the girl is like clearly hearkening a lot onto the film as well. So like there's no way that it's not that the creator of that did not engage with the original film in some way.
God, what's her name? It begins with an A. Maria. No, Maria.
Yeah. Now, Tetsuya manga is heavily inspired by this. More inspired. Right. But my point wasn't a criticism of that. My point was much just more of an articulation of the strangeness that is something that is simultaneously an adaptation of an inspiration that is clearly hearkening onto original and yet is simultaneously so different. Game of Telephone. Yeah, right.
So, 20th Century Boys deals a lot with not like nostalgia of like when you were like 12 years old in the summers. It's very Japanese. Obviously, it's very Japanese, but like it's.
I was going to say very Japanese.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like beetle hunting and like the school system there.
Oh, Miniri, can you help me with this? Going off of beetle hunting, why is there such an obsession with insect collecting in Japan? Like, it shows up in a lot of like early. I mean, obviously Pokemon is a famous example, but like I was playing Rogue Galaxy recently, and it shows up in that. Do you have any idea where that comes from?
I don't. I'm going to assume that it's just sort of a side effect of how magnificent some of the bugs are in Japan. You know, I mean, like Japan has like a weird inflation of very dramatic-looking beetles.
Mm-hmm. I guess that makes sense. And then also the amount of that they were part of the process of creating the lacquers for so many buildings. I wonder if that had any.
Yeah, that might be true. And they often just like sort of sit on trees in like plain view, and are so large. Mm-hmm.
So their bugs are interesting, so they decided, let's keep them as pets.
I think that makes sense.
Effectively,
right?
What we're going with.
And bored kids.
Yeah, I mean that did make sense.
Maybe there's something around rice farming is less. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Magnificent Japan's insects are horrifying. Cicada, murder hornets, terrifying stuff. Look, the cicadas are way more annoying there than they are, like, you know.
Cicada noise. I don't always like it in my bedroom, but I like walking through areas with cicada noise.
My window over near me, I have like a fabric thing on it that I put up there so I can keep it open in the summer, and I have like 20 cicada shells all like hung to it because they would always cling to it, and then that's when they would like shed their carapaces and stuff. Yeah, it's very cool. It's very, very cool.
They're not like giant flies. They're like underground little boys that come outside and go and then they die.
I've been reading the Final Fantasy Lost Stranger manga, loving it so far. I don't think I know that one. What's it about?
I've never read it, but I have encountered it before. It doesn't really. I think it's like a standalone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's like it's the fucking isekai, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh god, no, it's not. Oh god.
Yeah, like a Square
I'm glad
Enix
you're enjoying
employee
it,
gets put into like a Final Fantasy world.
I mean, of course they were gonna write that eventually. I love the cabinet of Dr. Caligari and all those German expression in films. Yeah, the visual style is just so cool. Daniel, I have a deep, deep love for that shit. I've always found it very inspirational, even from a young age. I'm the weirdo, though. I'm the weirdo who looks at, like, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and like, Metropolis, and I look at those and I'm like, these are very watchable films. But I also think that about, I mean, Citizen Kane. I think other than, like, a couple of, like, weird moments, like the bird and the guy looking to camera and going, "Urgh!" The level to which the Citizen Kane feels like a modern film is wild.
Yeah, Citizen Kane hangs on well enough. Nosferatu is one of those, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. I mean, German expressionism in general.
I like Nosferatu. I like Faust as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of pretty bugs, yeah. Man, the Crystal Tower is just making me think of how much I wish I got Ko's outfit from the new EO dungeon. Her outfit's in the game. I just don't think you can dye it, right? I know her outfit is based on like things that exist, or at least some of them.
Everything is superior to anything French, so.
As my friend once put it, the sound of French is like the sound of gargling air.
Yeah, that's true.
You can do the dot. You can't dye the Scylla cohorts. That's what it is. Thanks, Levi. Bride of Frankenstein is one of my favorite movies. Yeah, I mean that's because it's an amazing movie. You know what else is an amazing movie? Young Frankenstein and anything Gene Wilder is in. And
Gene Wilder was very good.
I love that. I love him. I love I mean, Naniri, do you have thoughts on Blazing Saddles? You ever watch Blazing Saddles?
Of course I love Blazing Saddles.
Of course.
I like Mel Brooks, so.
Yeah. Mel Brooks is pretty good.
I was rewatching.
They did need.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, what was I rewatching? Oh, Christ. See, this is the problem, right? My brain. To Wong Fu. I was rewatching To Wong Fu the other day. I was like, this film's really good. Considering
it's always good when you watch a movie and you're like, oh no, wait, this is still entertaining as hell.
Yeah, it's so good. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert is really good as well.
I'm sorry, I missed that last part.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert is really good as well.
Yes, yeah. I guess it's true, Brits really do hate the French. Ray, would you like to dive on in on that? In class, I remember enjoying Nosferatu and falling asleep to some French noir movies. I can't even recall the name of. I do like noir films, but I like American 30s noir, like Full Maltese Falcon, stuff like that.
I always struggle with
so
watching
amazing.
Retro French films because so many of them have naked children in them. I'm like, this didn't need to be included in the film.
Gene Wilder is so amazing. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is my childhood. That Willy Wonka film slaps so hard, and he's so good in it.
He's very, very good in it. He really just kicks Johnny Depp out of the water.
Yeah. Which I find the Johnny Depp one fascinating by comparison. I don't hate that one. I actually kind of love it.
It's fine.
For deeply different reasons.
It's fine. It's a decent movie to watch. It's watchable.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, but it kind of should be weird, but yeah.
Yeah, it kind of feels like, what if we actually made him? If we made him actually on the spectrum and made it. Yeah, I don't know. I find it kind of compelling in a very different way. I am one of the warriors of darkness. When the powers of light or dark become too great, the cloud of darkness is created to return the world to the void. Only the hope inherent in the forces of light and dark can stop it. Now go, warriors of light. I will assist you with my power. Does that red armor ever come up in any visual idea or anything?
I'm pretty sure. No. I was gonna say one of the alternate costumes for the Warrior of Light and Dissidia, but I don't. I think that's just concept art.
Yeah, I mean, Infinite. There's a lot of dead time because of having to do all the fights, and also me and Aniri love to talk to each other about all sorts of things.
Yeah, when we get up to some of the later games, 7 and stuff like that, where there's story beats constantly, then we'll be able to discuss it more. But also, I enjoy these times to discuss.
Yeah. Gene Wilder could have played an amazing Satan. That is a fascinating idea. A very charismatic and friendly the Devil and Daniel Webster kind of Satan or something like that. Yeah, that could have been really interesting. No, what if black and white French movies where the main character's a prick and most shots are just him smoking? So French cinema.
Yeah.
It's interesting contrast to the 70 films, the Depp film, and the books. Yeah, they're really interesting. They are really interesting counterpoints to each other. Look at this Wonka. There's a bit of Satan in there. Yeah, a bit of temptation, a bit of wrath. Definitely. I definitely see it.
Oh, yeah.
Queen Scylla.
I do think that is what the clone is called, isn't it?
Oh, it is, isn't it?
I think. It's definitely green either way.
It's interesting to me that Scylla was like just a general, seen as just like a general enemy, and then like there was a queen of them.
Yeah, it's an interesting way that they. I guess it's a very striking design, so it makes sense for them to use it in this way. We did have a dwarf. Oh, the Warriors of Darkness. Yeah, that's true. I do find Limit to be the most interesting Warrior of Darkness outside of.
That's because they were.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love Nilebert. The other two are fine.
Well,
I mean, like Brandon's good.
Yeah, I like Brendan. I think Brendan adds a lot to the lore of the first in from what you see of him in the role quests. But he's not as interesting individually. It's more the context he's in.
Yeah, well, but I will say I also love like his struggle with what it means to be a protector, and then also how that plays off of like the themes of Shadowbringers as a whole too. So like to me, I feel like though his character can be a little simple, not just the reflection of the situation he's in, but the irony of the knowing his future also makes his like the like nuance he has there even more interesting. Dark Earth Crystal.
Who are we going to fight this time?
The Wrath of Dark has nearly reached its zenith. No one can stop it, least of all you. Ha-ha!
Oh, there we
hey,
go.
there's Ahriman.
There's Ahriman. There's Angramania.
Raven, did someone say something about Sid being a cat girl? Give me a second. I need
Yeah,
to scroll
in
back up.
the isekai manga, he's a cat girl, a cat boy.
Oh, cat boy. Okay. Well, that's certainly is a choice.
I mean, he's been in everything else. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, that's you're not wrong. We ever had Sid as a robot?
No, we should do though, right? I feel like that was.
We should get Sid as a robot.
What the hell was Sid in FF11?
I don't know, what was it?
Oh, he's a hume. Oh, he's like the most boring looking guy ever.
To no one's surprise, I really love Sid from FF10. I feel like Sid in FF10 is like a great example of like a Sid that is simultaneously important to the story, deals with airships and is a mechanic, and is also not like fundamental. Like they're like not like one of your party members. Like 7 Sid is too. I don't want Sid to be a party member. I want Sid to be a like B character who's like, you know, a background element.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Wait, was Sid a terrible father 2 games in a row?
Which games?
No. For some reason, I thought he was Hope's father in 13.
No. No, I don't think so.
I don't know if anybody else here is a fan of like Mist and Ribbon, but anytime I see Sid from 12, all I can think is Atris from those games.
Yeah. Sorry, I got immensely distracted by how goddamn boring the art style is in Lost Stranger. It's so generic.
Oh, let me look it up. Okay, I just pulled up one of the pictures, and on the cover is just the main character in a dress that's a marble dress. What is this? What is this manga?
Yeah, it looks almost like a mixture of fairy tale and just the most generic manga you could possibly find, from what I could see.
It is kind of like, I mean, it's pretty. Don't get me wrong, but it is kind of like.
It's pretty, but it's so like
like
out of the box. It's so like store bought almost.
If I wanted to convey the concept of manga art to someone, like general shonen manga art, to someone, I feel like I would just pass them this.
Who's doing it? Minase, Hazuki Minase.
Oh, you ran out of heals.
Shit. No, not FGO. God damn it! I don't want Fate. Why is Fate everywhere?
Because Fate Go is popular.
Yeah. Really
Blame the Fate fans.
Okay, what else has he done? Oh, he's done Fate stuff. That's why it popped up. Okay.
I mean, like, what artist at this point hasn't done some Fate Go character?
Yeah, he did. The goddamn.
Hey, have I ever shown you Thomas Edison from Fate Go?
Yes, we were having a look at them the other day on the drunk stream maybe, or some other stream.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, we were, because I was talking about how my friend, I keep sending my friend who's related to Robert E. Lee, pictures
right.
of Fate Robert E. Lee.
FF6 is Sid is bad. Man, Levi, I remember so little of FF6 other than like main plot points. What is he even like in that?
He's like all
hot.
wife beaty and shit.
If you like dads. Oh, he's just like a bad person.
Yeah, he's kind of it sort of played off as in like he's like a grumbly old uncle, but like some of the stuff that they say in the process is kind of harsh about what he does.
I am one of the warriors of darkness. The wrath of dark will affect not just your world, but both of our worlds will succumb. The void is coming, but with our powers combined, we can still stop it. We must destroy the cloud of darkness. It's really interesting because, like, the world of darkness and the void are two separate things in this, but they're one and the same in...
Yeah. I also think that they provide some more fleshing out for the 3D version of the backstories of the Warriors of Darkness, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That would be interesting. Yes, Fago absolutely has Nikola Tesla, Levi.
Oh, yes, it does. And he's definitely got a look for sure. Here, let me pull up Tesla, because I don't think I've ever showed him off. Nikola Tesla.
Honestly, his design kind of doesn't work.
I don't think it's great, but it is like, if we're talking about like, you know, doing the hot.
Yeah, that's true.
They at least got like the electricity, you know, DC steampunk thing going.
I guess. Oh yeah, wait, Raven, do we really not have a torn ear for Catboys in 14? That seems like a weird choice.
Is that really not an option?
That seems like the most obvious option.
I guess you'd have to make sure it's torn in the right place so the earring can still hang.
That seems doable, though. No, it's too boxy. The skirt doesn't work. The proportions are a little wrong. It's just also not very interesting. Bye-bye,
He needed to be a cat. I can't believe I'm saying this, but he needed to be a catboy or some sort of like dog or something to go against the lion.
Yeah, Domins, bring it. Oh, I forgot that Thomas Edison was a fucking lion for a second. Yeah, he's a huge lion. Which is not at all accurate to his personality.
No. But somehow they were having a hard time rendering a little bitch in a card.
Yeah, like a little thief type guy. Who steals other people's intellectual property.
I've been trying to learn Civil War songs on 14 Bard hard because of a weird note change, Battle Cry Freedom. But Ray would be happy to know I got Tipperary down relatively well.
Very British.
Very good, Des. Very good. I'm just going to do taps and call it a day. Tesla should have had a pigeon theme. Yep.
Yeah, I did hate that idea.
I like that idea more than I should, admittedly. Or at least like a pigeon familiar.
Do you think FGO has an Alexander Hamilton one? Oh, it doesn't. That's lame.
Yeah, they're really not tapped into always like what would be popular in the West. They kind of just go in with their own things. Have you ever looked up at Archer Altar, by the way?
No.
Type in Archer Altar. You know Archer from Fate Stay Night, right? Look up Archer Altar from Fate Go. That's supposed to be the same character. That's his altar. You know, like there's Saber Altar.
Okay, he's just black.
Yep, they just made him black.
Okay.
And they also had to like, the original version of him had like the Japanese pouty black lips like thing that they do.
Okay.
And they changed it because it was such a backlash.
They changed Jinx, the Pokemon, didn't they? They made her purple.
And they changed the color of the lips. They didn't change that.
No, they didn't change the color of the lips. They changed her skin color from black to purple.
Right. Which, honestly, I know what the reference point is supposed to be, but honestly, I think like works better.
Yeah.
I think it like just visually. I just think it just visually works better, anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, shortcut. See, okay, that feels good. I noticed that little like line in the wall. I'm like, hey, I bet you that's a shortcut, and then it was. It's the little things. It's the little things in here.
Attila the Hun. Of course, we have Attila the Hun.
I could take a picture of Sid Catboy and post in Discord if you want. I mean, I can pull it up too. I can pull it up. Sid.
So yeah, if you search Sid Lost Stranger Catboy, then you'll or just Sid Lost Stranger, then you'll see some of the panels. Maybe say it looks so painfully generic.
That certainly is a choice.
Yeah.
I love, like, okay, just like the panels of him just seem like, how do I put this? There's nothing wrong with just being shonen, but I have tired of it, and I get this impression from it.
Just do shonen if you want, but it's a little strange to just do shonen when you have like the whole weight of Final Fantasy behind you. You could go more like fantasy inspired.
Okay, who the fuck is this character whose boobs are bigger than the rest of her body?
Hold on, we have to find out. Who is it? Go on.
I'm not gonna give any other hints than that. Because now I want people to say like 6 different names and then be like, that's kind of sad. There's a new 14 manga about mahjong girls playing the game. See, but there's an audience for that, and I'm happy for them. Oh my god, a Final Fantasy 14 game that's... No, a Final Fantasy 14 TV show that's live action that's just about a group of grandmas who play mahjong together through 14 in, like, the style of Dad of Light. I want it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I ask for forgiveness from V. Darkness will prevail and bring an end to the world as you know it. Ha-ha! You will now disappear with the rest of your world. Ha-ha-ha-ha! Nafka! Fair Des. I mean, look. Nafka just has large boobs. She doesn't even have, like earth-shattering tits. But, like, the fact that, like, most characters in 14 that aren't raw women have, like, tiny titties is why Nafka, by juxtaposition, seems like she's, like, endowed to a great degree. She has human proportions.
Search to get at the big titty lady.
I'm sorry, what about big... What?
What did you search to get up the big titty lady?
I just typed in the Sid thing. I just typed in Sid FF Lost Stranger, and then, like, the 4th image is just, like... It was a TV tropes with the characters and just a girl with blonde pigtails and a huge scythe.
It's not showing up for me. Obviously, I searched for less big tits.
I'm not sitting here searching that shit all day.
Okie-dokie.
You're sitting here in judgment of me. All I know about Fate Go is Ganeshu is hot. I mean, there's a lot of different... If you only know one thing about Fate Go, there's a lot of different things you could know. Like Jack the Ripper.
Oh, okay.
Or how bullshit...
I found it. Sydney from the Mega Sisters.
Wait, those are the Mega Sisters? Oh my god. The second you said that, that makes so much sense with the roses and all that stuff.
Yes, it does.
But
make
like,
sense.
That just feels like someone wanted to do manga instead of wanting to do Final Fantasy.
Oh, I'm looking at it now, and it's like the image that you saw is like not even nearly as bad as it gets by the looks of it. Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Some of this is like real bad, like High School of the Dead level.
No, you can't say that. Oh my god, Cindy. That's certainly some choices that they made.
It is.
And this is why there's no 14 official 14 manga, other than the alternate universe one.
Yeah, we don't need it.
I'm gonna go to bat still saying that a 14 anime would be a great thing. Get a lot of, and could be like a great way to get people into the game. Oh fuck, you're down.
That's me. That's me dying because I didn't want the manga or the anime.
We're almost done with the crystals, Naniri. We're almost there.
I believe in us. Oh, you read it, Raven?
Yeah, the manga with her in it, I kind of skipped over. She's the one character I did not like that much. Well, Raven, when you're feeling that way, me and you have different tastes, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you are more forgiving of some things that I might be more like, not look down my nose at, but be less of a fan of, just because I'm like stupid. But so when we're both like that, that's kind of telling. It's rather telling. The two-headed dragon. Oh, we have the Hydra. I was about to say we have the Hydra. And,
oh yeah, probably a reference to the Hydra. That's true. Or the Hydra.
So there's the Ahriman. Yeah, so the only one that didn't show up as Echidna, and Echidna was the next thing that showed up in the Void Arc.
Yeah, yeah. So all of them have shown up. Yeah.
Oh, we got 17 of these. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and toss you. Come on, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Sweet. Is there no chubby Magus sister? In that version, no. They made them all skinny.
That's true, Levi. Yeah, I feel like the having the real definite like cartoonish difference in proportions is such an important part of the Mage Sisters.
Right, the like lanky, hyper tall, the like small, and short and squat, and then like the round. I like having those three. The juxtaposition. I also really like the like insect motif that they use in 10.
Yeah. The I think they allude to that in 14, don't they? Very vaguely with some of their design choices.
Yeah, well they do like the beast shield thing and like all the like what are they called? The creature, the men with beast faces and the beast with faces.
Oh Christ,
we know what we're talking about. Other than forgetting names.
We discussed them in a end talkers.
Oh, I hadn't realized this. So I hadn't looked at the Amano art in a long time. The version of the sisters we get in 14 is way closer to the Amano art. It's basically the Amano art plus the masks.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, here I'm gonna open this up. Now I want to just like spend a stream looking through all the Amano art.
Yeah, well, I love the Amano art so much.
Maybe we should like preemptively look at the Amano art before we go into each game or something. But yeah, see,
okay, that would be interesting. Yeah. Goodbye, Hydra.
You done got.
They do.
I am a warrior of dark. Our worlds came from the void and will one day return to it. There's only one force that can keep the nothingness at bay. Hope. The void is inevitable. Someday it will consume everything. But today is not that day. Not while there is still hope in the love in the worlds of light and dark. As long as there is hope, the void cannot win. With the powers of dark and light, defeat the force that is calling forth the void. It's always interesting to me when a game or a story is simultaneously about you have agency, you can hold the line, but also the long defeat is inevitable. It's always fascinating to me.
Yeah, it's a really interesting concept. I mean, that's very Disco Elysium.
Right.
Oh, did I mention, I think in the drunk stream that I'd read Black Clover?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I did not like it. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah. As Porum and Palom shows up in the manga, if I'm getting my prescription. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, we're going to see them next game.
Yes, we are. I'm sure they're better in that version than they are in the...
Like, there's a scene that is meant to be all sad within her, but how Shijon can't take it seriously. That's what frustrates me about, like, over-sexualization in specific, is, like, you, like, are trying to create something that you want to be eye candy for someone else undercuts the character. And drives me insane. Okay. Wait, okay, so we did the crystals. Head to the north of the map, find a boss guard, a ribbon, and boss guard crystal. Okay, but we got each crystal. I guess we technically didn't click on the crystal in the south?
That's lame that they make you do that.
That must be it, because we clicked on all of the other crystals.
Okay, I guess that's what we have to do then.
Let me make sure. Let me check. Because the E... Oh, no. The staircase up. I just misunderstood.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize we had came into the middle. The staircase in the middle opens up.
Okay, well, thank God we didn't go all the way down there.
Yeah, this is why I check things. This staircase opens up. Okay, let's quick save. There's not really anything we can preemptively use. I guess let's real quick. We've come a long way, Naniri. Are you ready to put this to an end?
I'm ready to face the cloud of darkness.
The dark of cloudness?
Hell yeah. Twin dragon. Look, you can do the whole palette swap of bosses later on, but maybe not like 2 minutes after the boss fight.
Yeah, like... it does feel like, especially with the clones things, they like threw their hands up and went like, let's not make any more assets, or like we're running out of memory on the cartridge.
I bet it's the memory space thing, yeah.
Okay. This music is the Cloud of Darkness music.
It is.
And the little orbs and the empty space and stuff.
It's pretty.
It is pretty.
Okay.
All you.
We are the Cloud of Darkness, bringer of wrath and destroyer of light. You and your world will be sacrificed to the void.
None of we have anything to say about it.
Ha! This is the world of darkness. You think your powers of light can defeat us in our own land?
Their light alone may not be enough, but our powers of darkness can suppress your evil.
You would be willing to sacrifice your lives for the light? Fools!
We will not let you reduce this world to nothing.
Your demise is none of our concern.
Oh man, they're pulling a Elemi Lois, a Ivory King moment here.
Oh yeah, I guess they are. Oh man, that DLC was good. The crystals of darkness may be gone, but we have no need of them any longer.
So is there a cloud of light?
Oh, good question. It's Hydaelyn. We will defeat you.
Oh, I would say that is the flood of light.
Yeah.
I guess.
We will defeat you and absorb the powers of light. The world will become the void. This is where you die, warriors of light.
It's time. Yeah, too many manga and anime won't have their cake and eat it too. Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's start equipping. Let's start out by opening up with like
big old ghost titties.
You can't say shit like that.
What? They do be that. Quick, throw a mallet.
Just mini her.
Yes.
Black Musk, cause instant KO.
We have White Musk as well.
That's certainly something.
Black Musk is Kanye West, White Musk is Elon Musk.
Oh,
I always hated the little ghost, like the little orange ghost in Dissidia. They look so stupid on her design in that game.
Oh, I really actually kind of like them in the Cloud of Darkness. Like, they kind of look silly, but they also are like the little like monster things. Like, they look like little they look like little automatons, really.
Yeah, they do. But like, I like them in 14. I like them in this game. But in Dissidia, I just wasn't able to. I think it's because it was a fighting game. They just looked really silly.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't always a bad thing.
Let me look up what they look like in that game.
I think her model just in general didn't look great in that game, in my opinion.
It's interesting that you say that because like the art for her in that is very similar to what we got for Eden. Do you not like the
yeah, for Eden, yeah, that's true. It is somewhat close to that. I like the art that she has. I just don't like the model.
Boost to attack. Summon. Bahammer! Get him, Bahammer!
Hammer. Take your swing.
Particle beam.
I want to have a look at her alternate costumes in Dissidia.
Oh, it looks like Levi. I actually really, it's interesting, Levi. Yeah, I have to say I do actually kind of like her Dissidia design. It seems in theory he's not as much of a fan.
I like her alternate one, her light design though. That's pretty cool. I always like the alternate costumes in Dissidia.
Oh, dude, I've never seen that light one before. That is fascinating. And also, I don't want to say it has Hydaelyn energy, but like the silhouette has like the diamond, so it's kind of Hydaelyn energy.
it does. It does kind of have Hydaelyn energy. This is from Dissidia NT, right? I think
There's a Cloud of Light skin in Dissidia, basically the implication that if the darkness will prevail, Cloud of Darkness will transform into Cloud of Light. I guess that makes sense, right? To keep the she is the entity keeping the balance.
Yeah. Mega Flare. Take your swing. I haven't been able to get that quote out of my head since I saw it on any place like years ago.
It's funny what sticks in our head. There was like a random line, the Kraken video from like years ago. It's just like one of the guys goes, "Rip 2012," and for some reason I still say that, and it's been over 10 years.
I still have that one Dynasty Warriors line that I was talking about the other day in my head. It was Yang Song all along. It just rhymed at the right moment, and I replayed that level like 18 times, and it just stuck in my head.
Do you find it weird that the yellow turbans are kind of shown off as villainous when it's really more just like the people wanting a better life?
Yeah,
like historically.
Well, yeah, but it definitely makes sense, right? Because it's, you know, the Robots of the Three Kingdoms as a book is very, very biased. It's not even biased against the guys who won. Is the problem? It's just like Liu Bei didn't win. It's just biased.
Yeah.
I did read something.
It's just like
that the Ming Dynasty really enjoyed Liu Bei for some reason.
Huh. Weird.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's just like it's so wild to me because if you look at like the F-axis presented, I'm like, the yellow turbans kind of seemed justified.
Yeah, they were. I think there's some implication that maybe Zhang Zhao and his brothers weren't great people as leaders. But as a cause, it doesn't seem particularly like, you know, what our errand. But of course, the, you know, Confucianism is very much you must serve the structures of power that are in place.
Right. It's all about the maintaining and yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's like I'm not surprised that it's that way, but it is funny to me.
Did you ever hear the story of how the Han Dynasty began?
I don't think I have. Either way, share it.
So the first emperor of the Han was a very minor soldier in the previous dynasty, which will have been the Qin maybe, and or the Zhou, and he was escorting prisoners, and the prisoners escaped. And that would have meant a death penalty if he went back, so he just started a rebellion. Which, I mean, I guess you may as well.
Power to him.
Yeah.
I mean, like, look, if it's over anyways, fuck it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was technically, Daniel, very distantly a member of the Han Dynasty. But, I mean, you know, I'm sure that Cao Cao's lineage had some links to it as well. Not so direct, but...
Praise be for Kirja.
I always liked Shu, to be honest. They were always my favorite faction. I like Jin as well. Shu and Jin.
I need to sit down. You know, it'd be fun sometime. and I probably would stream it off of YouTube, but like just playing through those games, because like I don't have a strong sense of the Three Kingdoms from a historical standpoint. I have like a very limited awareness and like having read some and like knowing, you know, pop culture and stuff. But like I haven't like I couldn't name all the factions. I couldn't, and so I'd actually love to like get into it.
That would be fun. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's not the most historical view of it. But it would be really interesting to play through. I've been reading through another one of the great Chinese novels, the 4 great novels. I've been reading through Dreams of the Red Chamber lately, which is
nice.
Kind of a bleak. It's good, but it's good in the same way that like the Inferno was good, which is it's not necessarily an enjoyable read, but
sometimes things can be valuable without being good.
Yeah. So I read The Inferno when I was like 14, which should tell you everything you need to know about teenage me.
Yeah, that's same.
Yeah, and I was like, poetry doesn't need to be this long, but I mean, it's interesting.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, we're fine.
Ooh. Yeah, that double particle beam is spicy though.
Yeah, did she use particle beam in her fight?
Oh yeah, she uses it twice.
Okay, alright.
Right, whoa, like her attack where she... I wish she summons like some cloud ads or something.
She does, yeah. Doesn't she? Yeah, she does. Yeah, you're right.
For hammer! I think we got this.
I think so. She can't have much health left, can she? Not with all the damage V's doing. And the hammer.
Fear the Bahammer. Hey! V ended it!
Nice.
V, thank you for punching the cloud of darkness in the face so hard. Next time we're doing the Crystal Tower, you're playing Monk. Congratulations.
Whether you want to or not.
Ray, are you still around? Wait, does it go straight to credits?
I guess so.
In the beginning, there was the void. Then came light and darkness. From them everything was born. The heavens, skies, water, fire, life. Time inexorably brings all back to its beginnings. But from life, something new was born. A shining force that separated the light from the dark and illuminated the world. It was called hope. When the balance between light and dark is broken and the world again slides towards oblivion, the chosen will appear once more. Do not forget that the source of the warrior's power is the hope that lives inside us all. Well, that also makes, 5.3 a little bit more resonant, too. Dreams, despair, love. Time can obscure it all. Do not accept this. Do not forget it. And time will never erase what life has to offer. That's some 14. Find your last remaining spark of light. A light that shines brightly when all else is dark. The light of hope. Like, it's reductionist to, like, say for sure that, like, oh, Shadowbringers is FF3 or anything like that. But it's, like, it is interesting, the level to which clearly it moved Ishikawa.
Yeah, I think so. It's very obviously, very overtly influential.
Oh my god, you look like a Moogle from behind.
They were supposed to appear in this game. No, in 2.
You're all still here. All you.
Sarah, V, Bean, Niniri. You did it! Well done.
No doubt you're a true hero of the story. Not half bad, dude. Come on, it's time to go home. Right, because you told me that you said what I thought 3 would be, so you're gonna have to let me know that after we rate him. It's been a pleasure. Pleasure's all ours, but I think it's about time I return to Amur. Ho 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 ho.
Okay, so we get like a little world tour afterwards.
God, all I can think of is this like the circus strongmen. Fellas, you're back safe and sound. Of course, bravely, barely broke a sweat. Without your help, we never would have made it. Thank you. Ha ha ha! If you ever need help, we heroes will be here. Come and train with us anytime. Until we meet again.
I like those guys.
Yep. We've reached Saronia.
I suppose I must return.
Thank you for everything, Your Highness. Oh, I mean, Your Majesty.
It was your light that saved our world. It is I who should be thanking you, brave warriors. If I can lead my kingdom with even half the courage that you've shown, I will be content. You have my sincere thanks. Who's next? Sid?
I think the princess. Oh, no, Sid looks like Sid. We've almost reached Canaan.
Guess this is my stop. My wife's probably worried sick.
Wait, I'll get off here too. Why do you want to stop in Canaan, Dash? Well, I just wanted to check in on someone. Huh? Oh, fine. It's Selena, okay? Oh, you want to see her? How sweet. Oh, come on. Leave me alone. It's not like I was pretending to be dead for weeks at a time in a giant inferno. Go get him, Tiger. Go get her, Tiger. What a line. What
great.
A strange line.
Oh, man. I like that.
Apparently, we're just Mary Jane.
Yeah. Hi. Who did Mrs. Sid?
I'm gonna go with you because your old woman voice is the less brightens my day.
Oh dear, not in front of your friends. You're embarrassing me. None of my old women have teeth.
Selena! Dash, please don't ever leave me again. Never, I promise.
Come on, honey. We can't let these kids show us up now, can we? Let's fuck. Oh, fine. Just one kiss then. She ain't got no teeth.
Well, got a little carried away.
Sorry about that.
Let me know if you go on any more adventures. I could always lend a hand. Oh, no you don't. Looks like you're not going anywhere for a while, Dash. Don't rub it in, dude.
Yo, here anytime. Besides, you still gotta try my wife's cooking.
Thank you, Sid. Dash, we'll see you later. Shall we head back to Sasune now, Your Highness?
Oh, yeah. Can't I stay with you? I don't want to go home just yet. You're like the head of a state, so you should probably go home.
But Princess Sarah...
Don't you understand? I want to stay with you.
Oh.
Did I embarrass you? Come, let's go to on this dick.
One of us has to be the straight man. Might as well be the straight man.
Well,
it's We're home.
Oh, I can't wait to see where you grew up.
Or were they just like ending this with us dating her?
I guess so, yeah.
Welcome back.
I guess I'll do Nina. Oh, Elio, Bettina, Bean, Niniri, you're home.
We did it, Topapa, Nina. Well, I always knew you were destined to do great things.
We're proud of you.
Welcome home! You saved the world! Wow, you're amazing. So I guess they weren't joking about you being the Warriors of Light. Heroes get a kiss from me. Pucker up. Not... Oh my God.
No.
What a note to end on. You want to read it?
Oh, yeah. Not so fast.
Oh. The world is now safe from darkness. All this is thanks to your pure hearts. Thank you, Warriors of Light.
Is Sarah dating all of the Warriors of Light at once? No, I think it's implied to be the frontliner, Elio.
Oh, look, the light.
It's the Rapture.
The crystal is back to its former brilliance.
It's beautiful.
The darkness has dispersed, and now new dawn has come.
Okay. All of these rays would get super annoying. Imagine once computers have been invented.
To the fans across the globe, both past and present, and the crew who brought the originals to life, we offer our profound and heartfelt thanks.
This was the console no, the Pixel remaster,
Yeah,
right?
the Pixel remaster. Yeah. I'm going to admit, ending on the final note effectively being your out-of-the-nowhere new girlfriend getting jealous because one of the dancers is going to kiss you, kind of a strange choice.
A little unusual, yeah.
Glad they didn't adapt that. Glad that it was us doing the secret to the kid rather than, like...
Right?
like some random girl, like Lena kissing us on the cheek and Alice getting mad or something.
Oh, that would suck.
Elizabeth said something similar to the end of his after fight. Which line specifically?
Fuck her up.
Oh, dude, in Dissidia, they released a skin of Cloud of Darkness that makes her look like her, like, original version.
Yeah, the green one, right? The weird green one, yeah.
The heads definitely look better on that. I kind of like how weird the, like, heads are on the Dissidia version, though. But okay, Ninieri, we've done it. We finished Final Fantasy 3.
We sure have.
We're, 3 steps of 15, soon to be 16 in. Well, actually, probably more, seeing as we're going to be doing things like 2. So, I guess now we've got to talk about what our ranking is. First off, Ray, would you like to remind us what our ranking for 1 and 2 was? I believe it was
them up here. We both did
D+ and C-.
Just D for 1, and then C- for 2.
Okay. So, what are we thinking here? C+?
I'm
B-?
thinking C+.
I'm thinking it too, but also I'm like, I was actually enjoying it. Like, I feel like, yeah, I think C+ is fair, especially because there's so much room for it to improve.
Yeah.
I feel like it was gonna be a B-, like when we were halfway through, and then it started to lose steam, and then it started to make some weird choices at the end.
Yeah, it did start to lose steam. It definitely did. Around the midway mark, yeah, it started to run out of steam, but like not in a massive way. And then around the finale wasn't great. Dash being brought back was actually kind of lame.
Yeah.
So it lost some points for me there. I think C+ is still a really good grade for a game this old.
Yeah. Definitely a market improvement. So far, each of them has been an improvement over the last one.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that 4 will be as well.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see the first time where it's a step back. And I'm wondering, will it be 5 or 8, do you think?
Maybe 8. Maybe 7.
7 being a step back from 6?
Yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
But 8, I think, for me. But then again, I'm really very, very interested to see how my opinion changes on 8.
Welcome back, lady. It just looks like you guys are wrapping up. Yeah, we just are finished, so we were just discussing our rankings. So it's a D, a C-, and a C+ so far.
Yeah, we're steadily climbing.
And Ray, what did we say we thought it was going to be? Because you told me that you were aware ahead of time. But also welcome back, lady. Yeah. So next we've got 4, and 4 is also gonna be the first time that like the main characters are really characters, you know, because you've got Cecil, you've got Kane, you've got Ninieri C, at least C+. Hey,
okay.
Called it.
You did. We were both pretty close, but yeah, you definitely called it. Should we do a predictive grade for 4 now?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm torn, and here's why I'm torn. I think narratively, I would give it like put it in like a B- or a C+, or no, from narrative standpoint, definitely like higher than this.
Right.
But no job system.
True, but more defined character skill sets.
Yeah, but the skill sets aren't interesting, right? Like you just have the darkness ability for.
True.
Cecil, you just have jump for Kane. Like there's not interesting choices to be made. But ATB system.
True, yeah, that's gonna be a big thing for you. You're really gonna like that. Spoony Bards. Oh, we do.
Yeah, I guess.
I think having a defined summoner might be nice.
True. I feel like the key thing here is that's really gonna make or break it in terms of being like on par or better is how hard the story carries it, because I'm worried that mechanically it's at best breaking even, because like ATB, because like okay, what's different really than playing the Dark Knight in playing Dark Knight in 3 or the Viking versus Dark Knight and Paladin for Cecil in 4? You know, because it's just you still got your like darkness attack. I mean, I guess technically you're taking damage, but you know, secret side quests. Yeah, I guess. But like, I don't find those usually as enticing in these games.
I think the characters and the stories where it's gonna have to carry itself, right?
Yeah.
Maybe further
And the
quality
pacing.
of life improvements.
Sure, and then like it's also the pacing. If the pacing's like really good,
Yeah,
that would definitely carry it into a B-.
I'm thinking B- currently.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking B- because I don't foresee it being a B, and I'm really worried about mechanically. And then I have no idea for 5. And 6 I have no idea because it's been so long.
Oh, I think
it's like
yeah, you want to do all of the predictions, or do you just want to do the next one?
Let's just do 1 through 6 for now, just
Okay.
because like 5 and 6 are so. It's been so long. 6 at least has interesting combat stuff.
Yeah, and
So,
a
like,
pretty solid story
and a good
as
story.
well. Yeah. Plus
I'm thinking
dancing
like a
match.
solid. Yeah, I'm gonna go with at least a B for 6.
I'm gonna go with a B+.
Yeah.
Maybe an A-. I'm gonna go with an A- for 6.
Oh wow, really that high?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having a much bigger love for 6 than I do now. Because right now I'm like, yeah, I liked it, but I never. It's kind of like one of those tactics situations. I'm hoping that it's going to get a major reevaluation.
Right. I don't know where I'm gonna put 5. Maybe a B.
Daniel seems to think it's going to be on par with 3.
Interesting, Daniel. What makes you say that? It has a lot more side content in it.
I was also about to say 5 has the advantage of a lot of the lessons learned from 3 with even more nuanced and interesting combat stuff with the jobs.
Yeah.
Plus having a much more in-depth story with more like loss and tragedy and heartache.
Yeah, and having defined characters.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go B.
I'm gonna go B- because I don't. It's all gonna be about how well the stories are gonna carry them.
Yeah, true.
4 is when they really start to get story going though. Are there any you think you'll find you like it less than you remember?
Honestly, I think 7. I think I will find that I like less than I remember.
I don't think so. I don't think there are any that I'm gonna like less than I remember. 1 and 2. 2 was the one that was I kind of liked a little less than I remembered.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Yeah, that's true.
3 definitely liked more than I remembered. 4 I have a love for, but I have a very realistic perspective on, so I don't think it's gonna change that much. 5 and 6 I think I'm gonna like more because I don't have hugely high opinions of them already. Not because they're low opinion, I just don't have a lot of memories. So I don't have like a lot to say. 7, I already have like I don't think my umbrages are going to change whatsoever. I think if anything, like my appreciation for 7 in a world post remake might mean that I might enjoy the original more.
Okay.
I definitely don't think I'll like it less because I've had my problems with it for the better part of a decade. 8, I think I'll like more. The combat system might annoy me more, but like I think but I think like the narrative I might be more interested in. 9 I'll like more.
Yeah.
10 I will like.
I didn't know if I like 9 is already like an A+ for me. Like.
Yeah. 10 I'm not gonna like less. I've played that game once every like 4 or so years, or 4 or 5 years since it came out, and I've never liked it less.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see you like it less.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. 11, I don't know. 12, I didn't like as much when I was younger. I liked it better the second time, and I think I'll like it as much or more a third time through, especially if I like go in and play a lot of Matsuno's other games, and like get just like an even stronger sense of that. Because this will be the first time I've like really engaged with his other works before, and then also playing 12, or at least a lot of them. I need to play Vagrant Story again.
I think I'll probably like 13 the same amount.
I think I'll like 13 more.
Okay.
I think I'll definitely like 13 more. Because I had major problems with it when I was younger, but there's a lot of things I liked about it, and I think especially coming off of the back of having played 13 too.
Okay.
I think I'll like 13 more.
Do you think he'll cool on 13 too?
No, because the reasons I like 13.2 weren't so much about being surprised that I liked it. I just really liked what it did.
Okay.
Like, it's just a really good, weird story that's about people and tragedy and loss and the different ways we deal with that. And
Snow's fighting a big pudding.
Yeah, it 13.2 took a bunch of pieces of something that weren't really hyper cohesive or great and made something really beautiful out of them, and also had a hell of a cliffhanger that was earned and set up very thoroughly, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah.
They keep, and so I like its characters, I liked its combat system. I wouldn't be surprised. 10.2, maybe I'll like less, but I don't think so.
I don't know about that. I love 10.2. I might prefer 10.2 to 10.
I'm going to be fascinated to see if that holds up.
Yeah, me too.
13.2 has that good Chrono Trigger energy. You know, Levi, that's a great way to put it. 13.2 has some spiritual successor to Chrono Trigger energy going on in it. That I think that's a really good point. Does it make me a heretic to think 10.2 is way better than 10? I don't think it makes you a heretic. I think you're more than allowed to have that opinion. I don't want to say I vehemently disagree, because I love 10.2. I don't think 10.2 is better than 10. I think 10.2 is really wonderful, enjoyable fan fiction, but also is not as cohesive in its world building or storytelling.
Okay, Levi, you've got too far. It is not a better Chrono Trigger sequel than Chrono Cross. That's too far.
I love how he says something about 10 out of 10, which I'm all about, and I'm trying to be very diplomatic, and then the second he says something about Chrono Cross, you're like, you motherfucker.
Look, it's just too far.
Look, Chrono Cross, a lot of people are not. It's a better Chrono Trigger sequel than Chrono Cross. I actually haven't played Chrono Cross, so I can't speak to that. But from my impression, 13.2 is a better sequel to 13 than Chrono Cross is to Chrono Trigger.
Mate.
That's my impression from people talking about it.
It doesn't do the best job as a sequel, but it is a very, very good game.
I like it mechanically a lot better. I love watching the post-religious society adapt in new ways. So, the thing is, I love the world healing and I love 10.2 as a post-Spira people adapting. I'm totally with you on that. I love it. Mechanically, I find it to be more of a mess and less refined, but I also find it fun. So the thing is I find it fun, but literally what I just said. It's way less refined and it's way more broken and messy, and
me like
that
pain.
Your mileage may vary on that.
Me like pain cool.
Pain is cool. But it does feel like Trigger. It doesn't feel like Trigger feels like its own thing. Yeah, with Chrono Cross. So, okay, so that's the operative word here. Niniri, is he wrong? Because his point is it's a better sequel.
But doesn't...
in spirit, because...
in several ways, doesn't 13-2 also feel separate game-wise than 13?
Except for it builds upon the ideas of Etro that they set up in 13, and also takes characters from it, and it shows you what it's like 10-2, right? It's showing the after effects of 13 and the world after it, and also a much broader and like you get with Orphan and stuff, this idea that there are things behind the scene that we don't fully understand. So when Etro gets involved with it, it's very different, but it's still a continuation of some of the ideas and some of the narrative threads from the end of 13.
Do you know what 15 was supposed to be? It was supposed to be in that universe.
Versus 13.
Oh my god.
It was supposed to be in
what's it?
Babylon,
Nova,
blah blah blah.
Yeah, Nova Chrysalis.
I'm really sad that they did like 4 games of those and then they fucking just stopped. Like, I loved the idea of like having an era that was just a bunch of people taking a central mythos and reinterpreting it. But there's like, what, 13, 15, Type 0, and I think that's it, right?
That's it.
And 15 pays fucking lip service to being in any way correlated to that.
Yeah, I mean, 15 is about 3 different games stacked on each other, and none of them are complete.
Yeah, as someone who has different types of druthers, Levi, I hear you. I loathe playing random battles in a lot of other games. 10s I actually quite enjoy. Just because there's like advantages and like, type weakness and like actual things to, engage with rather than just mindless, press the X button.
I don't mind.
And also I like,
because I just invent narratives in my head. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm waging a holy crusade against these Rattatas while I'm grinding.
I also love like the sphere grid and getting items and like the spheres you can upgrade Aeons with. It just felt like you were always getting something useful.
Yeah,
I'm not saying 13-2 is a better sequel to 13 than Crosses to Trigger. I'm saying 13-2 is a better sequel. No, I know, Levi. I was saying that 13-2 is a better sequel to 13 than... I know you weren't saying that. But also, I don't know how you would say in any way that it's a meaningful... Like, the operations of time mechanic... Like, the metaphysics of those games are completely different, so I don't even know how you would do that, say that.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, I gotta go bed, but...
Okay, we'll wrap it up here.
Okay.
Ray, could you start doing the wrap-up? Condens and weights, and I find it annoying. Yeah, no, I mean, different strokes for different folks, Levi. I will say, I like the sphere grid because, one, you have to constantly use it, and, like, it means that I'm constantly doing something with it. Also, you can just save up the levels. Like, you don't have to use them right away, and especially if, like, you're swapping in people and you're having a main party, you don't have to immediately go. But, yeah, the Fabula Novus Chrysalis was hurt by Crystal Tools and the mess that was Square Enix at the time. Yes, and Square Enix's messiness is always cyclical. Honestly, if it wasn't Yoshi P holding together things right now, I think they'd be struggling in a lot of other ways.
Can you believe that they wanted to license out Crystal Tools to other developers? I was like, who would want to license Crystal Tools?
That's so wild to me. I mean, like, I feel like the like of late, a non Unity or Unreal Engine version of that would be like understandable is licensing out something like RE Engine. Like,
yeah. Stuff like that.
But like Crystal Tools, wild.
The only game that they did outside of the Final Fantasy series on Crystal Tools was the Japanese only Dragon Quest MMO.
Wild. Yep, we're wrapping up, so go get some good food, Raven. If you enjoyed the stream and aren't a member of Discord, why not come join us at discord.gg/Eorzean Archives. If you want to support us, you can support us by going over to our Patreon, dropping us a couple dollars, get your name in the banner above my head, as well as some fun perks for the Discord, and goes a long way towards making things sustainable, allows me and Naniri to try to work towards being full-time on this. You can also give us super chats, which go towards rewards like we're currently working towards a cooking stream, and then also some other fun stuff. Beyond that, you can also check out our videos. We've got on Monday, Tuesday we stream the MSQ for 14. On Wednesday we put out new videos. On Thursday we do this thing that me and Anuri do, and next week we'll be starting episode 4. On tomorrow we will be doing another musical stream because we started that last week and that was a lot of fun. On Saturdays we have community streams, and yeah, all that good chat. Naniri, my friend, do you have any final things that you wish to tell the audience? Mostly that are PG-13 or under?
Well, if you say it that way, then I don't know about that. Good night, everyone. I will be sleeping and dreaming of various illicit things, I'm sure. I tried to make them keep it tasteful, guys.
With all that said, I have been Elio Forceron.
And I've been Niri.
And we will see you guys very soon. Have a great night.
Yep.
Anytime, Levi.